I'm not done. It doesn't matter what. Oh, this one's on the tilty side. Oh, it's on the leaky side too. Check it out.
Uh-oh.
Oh, never mind. I'll let you figure that one out on your own.
Did you unmute it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We're live with our Elimination Chamber review.
Review.
EL.
Yes.
Elimination. It's so hard to spell.
Elimination. Elimination.
Thank you. We're eliminate Chon Chon over here. All right. Why you keep rearranging my shit, man?
For real.
So you don't block the mic, fool. This mic.
Oh yeah, you could tell a difference if there's something in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Mike?
The podcast mic, not the. Shut up, man. This mic. All right. Are you ready?
Whenever you're ready, sir.
That one's going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Of course, I have a fucking gummy bear in my mouth now, and
Has it
It's
stopped you before with a
it's
mouthful?
sour gummy bear, so it's making my mouth water.
Only your mouth?
Oh, hi, papa. Well, for now. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're ending with the cliffhanger, huh?
Hi. Live from the wait, where are we?
Landing.
The landing
strip.
Landing strip.
You want to try that
Let me
again?
try that again.
Wait, is it?
Yeah. Live from the landing strip in Houston, Texas. It's the 414th edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
This is Scott.
This is Chris.
Yeah.
Y'all screw that up again.
That's what we
Chris.
Oh,
do.
hold on a second.
Scott,
You screwed up the beginning.
did I?
You've only done 400 of these.
That's true. Only. If you're watching this live, thank you so much for tuning in. Log into your YouTube account. That way you can chat along with us in the live chat. I'll see you right here on the handy dandy smartphone. And I'll try to involve you as best as I can in the show. So feel free to fact check, ask questions, talk shit, just say hi, whatever. If you're not watching this live, that's okay. You can still interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio. And on Twitter at H Wrestling Radio sometimes.
Gonna start with a little something different tonight.
Oh, yeah? Besides the gummy worms and bears. You got bears and worms here.
Sour Patch Kids
Oh,
These are the
kids.
kids.
These are children.
These are
Yeah.
little children. Little sour children.
and pre-Blue Chew penises.
Ooh.
We're gonna put the Houston in Houston Wrestling Radio tonight
Mm.
because the Twitter machine and the Facebooks were all aflutter with you being a champion,
Me?
you and a title belt.
Yes.
Explain how.
So, oh, wow, this really is leaking. Look at that. Oop.
That's what she said.
Yep.
It's okay if it squirts a little bit.
That's the first time something squirted on this table anyway.
It's mostly pee. So, Stony only is finally, as of today, gotten on a jet plane and flew to Arizona. So the air here in Houston, Texas is clearer. The colors are brighter. You know, the humidity is stickier.
I thought
Yeah,
that was the weed.
everything's just more, everything's just better now that he's gone. But before he left, at UPW this past weekend, Stoney had a match. Well, he didn't have a match because, again, he's a manager.
Managers don't
Right.
wrestle.
Yeah, managers don't wrestle, and managers shouldn't have title belts, but that's the whole problem. He's running around with a title belt when he's not even a wrestler. Anyway, Stoney was managing Lil Poppy. Lil Poppy was fighting Just Nick.
No, Bobby.
Yes. Just Nick won, beat up Lil Poppy. After Stoney tried to get involved, beat up Stoney, and Just Nick may or may not have just handed me the belt because Stoney was laid out. So, you know, I got the belt and I was running around. I was happy. I was celebrating. Fucking Chevy Chavarria, my fucking co-host at the yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I'm getting hot. I'm hot, man. I'm hot.
You're a solid 7.
Thank you. Yeah, freaking co-host at the commentary table had to get in and stomp out my delusions and had to remind me that that wasn't for a title belt and that the Stony Only Championship is not a recognized UPW title. So
Fuck him.
what are you doing? Just hand the and he just handed the title back over to Stoney. So
So now you're gonna have a beef with him now?
with Chevy, you know what? I should a little Chevy, you bastard.
I knew I should have applied to be your co-host when I had the opportunity.
Yeah, you should have.
Would have gotten a rated R real quick on commentary though.
That's
For
true.
anybody that's seen the show.
Mhm.
These ones are
Fruit Punch.
yeah, but these are Blue Chew kicking in.
Yeah.
All
They've
right.
got
This
a
one's
little-
straight,
They've got,
yeah.
They've got a little bit bigger too.
This is an hour after the pill.
Those are medium poppy,
Yeah.
not little poppy. But we wound up, again, it was a benefit show for interim commissioner Doug. We made a lot of money. I don't know the final total. I actually did a live auction during intermission for a firearm. I have no idea what the hell it was.
What?
It was big.
Were you holding
And
it?
no, I actually
It's
have,
like, who wants this?
Did it have 2 handles?
yeah. One of the
AR.
one of the wrestlers was holding it, you know. But yeah, we did a live auction for it, and I think that went for about 600. I think it went for. I might be wrong.
About
And they were also-
400, 450 if you go to Walmart or Dick's.
Yeah, I had a live auction also for some Astros tickets. So that was cool. I never done auctioneering before. That was
Did
fun.
you do the auctioneering voice?
Uh,
Gonna get two, two over there, gonna get.
I did not do that. I did not do that. I tried to just be me. You know, I was just
So you could have made more money if it was someone else.
we were in Santa Fe.
Okay, well, you're probably the best Santa Fe has to offer. You ain't fucking from Santa Fe.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure there's a wrong kind of a joke about guns in Santa Fe. But
Yeah.
Ouch!
we'll move on.
Raw rolls on.
There you go. Let's move on.
So it was a good show.
It was a good show. Good show indeed. Yeah.
Anything else major happened at the show? Title exchanges.
Yeah. Well, because it was a benefit show, it was a long fucking show. A lot of wrestlers wanted to show up to actually, donate their time and stuff. So we had 10 fucking matches, which we usually try to keep it around 6, right?
Yeah.
10. It was like, holy shit.
It's like the WrestleMania of indies in Houston.
Yeah, I know. It was.
I'm surprised you didn't spread it over 2 nights.
Yeah. So it was really, really long. That's what she said. And
After Blue Chew.
so we had some more shenanigans with the tag team championship. So the new champs being Dupron and Sebi, who they are now referring to themselves as the Manhattan Project.
So they blow shit up?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. They're referring to themselves as the Manhattan Project. They were supposed to give Los Mas Cabrones the rematch that they deserved, but for some mysterious reason, we don't know why or what happened or whatever, the other half of LMC couldn't make it. So they beat just El Silencio 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And then this weekend, they beat Don Vega with a partner that he just had to get, which was Prince Alexander, which he's great. Don't get it wrong. He's great. He's a DZW champion for a reason, but there's not that same chemistry there where it's LMC versus Manhattan Project. So we still haven't seen that. So, of course, Manhattan Project won,
So technically they have the belts now.
they still have the belts. So they won the belts and they defended the belts against one half
fragment of what the legit
exactly.
team twice.
So, twice. Yeah. So they beat one with nobody, and then they beat the other, with someone else. But yeah.
So the comeuppance is due.
The comeuppance is still due. Oh,
they're called the Manhattan Project because they're the bomb.
Oh,
That's
okay.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just
Shit,
thinking.
you should have let us know, man. We could have showed up. Los alcohólicos
I could.
or the borrachos. Los borrachos would have made
imported goods.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, well, I like that one better. I like that one better.
Fuck you. That's our team now.
There you go. Imported goods. With Antonio Picante. And Scott, what's your wrestler name?
I don't have one.
Just Scott the Scott?
Yeah.
Scott the Scott.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Put in the comments if you have a name. Wrestler name for me.
Imported goods.
Imported goods.
Dang.
Scott the Scott and Antonio Picante. Hell yeah.
Cha cha cha, motherfucker.
Wait.
I'll teach you the cumbia kicks.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah,
shit, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Elimination Chamber ends.
No. March 5th is the next show. Come on out, March 5th.
Oh, cool.
Bay Cliff, Texas.
That sounds like Sunday.
I believe so, yes.
Is that March 5th the same day as Revolution? AEW?
Is it?
I thought Revolution was on Saturday.
Is it the 4th? I thought.
Well, no.
I got plans on the 4th all day.
I'm pretty sure.
He's going to need more Blue Chew.
Yeah.
I can only take 2 for 48 every 24 hours.
He's tried. Yeah. I'm pretty sure AEW is.
The 5th is a Sunday.
So then the 4th is the pay-per-view. Next Sunday is the pay-per-view.
Next Saturday.
Now you
or
have
this Saturday. Next
you
Saturday.
have me second guessing what day the UPW show is actually on. So I will find out for y'all.
At the end of the show, we can.
By the end of the show.
Fuck, I'm head over heels. I made plans without even realizing that AEW is on this weekend.
I'm pretty sure it's coming up.
If it's Saturday, oh well.
What's the?
If it's Sunday, we'll figure it out.
What's the 15th? It's on a Saturday.
You sure?
Yeah. So
I just know we got AC/DC tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to go see AC/DC?
Oh, cover band.
Back,
Back in Black.
Back in Black.
Dude's awesome. The main vocalist, he does both Bon Scott and Brian Johnson impersonations to the T, and his vocals match. He's fucking good. He's one of the better, I'd say, top 3 cover bands that I've seen here in Houston. Yeah. Elimination Chamber ends. What's the first thought that pops in your mind?
Oh, it is March 5th pay-per-view. March 5th.
So it's Sunday.
Revolution is March 5th?
This Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Yes.
So, oh, wow.
So you are working.
Well, I thought UPW was on a Saturday, and I thought the Saturday was the 5th.
Maybe the
So I
4th
could be
then.
wrong.
It could be the 4th.
It could be the 4th. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I'll let you know.
You got until the end of the show.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I sent Doug a message. I was like, hey, Doug.
You interrupted his recovery?
No, he hasn't had surgery yet.
Oh, okay, good.
We're raising money for the surgery.
Gotcha.
He's still got to go down to Tijuana and actually get cut open.
It's cheaper down there.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's why he's going.
Back to the question at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Elimination Chamber's over.
Mm.
What's your impression?
That's all right. All right, show.
Scott?
I watched it on Sunday. I had things going on Saturday, so I watched it Sunday. And yeah, I don't know if my headspace was in the right place, but for the most part, I was like, yeah.
Did the outcome work? And by outcome, obviously, Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns, main event for the titles.
So
you want to start with the main event stuff?
Sure.
You want to work your way up the card?
Nah.
he always eats dessert first.
Yep.
So I was right. And remember last week I said I didn't really want to be right, but I'm going to be right.
Mm-hmm.
LOL, Roman wins.
Dick.
Mm-hmm. They heard you, and they...
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be KO and Sammy fighting the Usos.
As soon as I saw what happened, I was like, Chris is fucking furious.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is going to be pissed the whole time.
And I thought at the end of Chamber, shit, that's where we're going. We're going to go with Sammy and KO taking out the Usos somehow. Now, there's still that weird thing about one of the Usos is still with the bloodline, the other isn't. How would they resolve that so we can get where I think they're trying to go? And that could make for some interesting Raws and SmackDowns between now and Mania. But, man, I wonder how they're actually going to do it. I was thrown a little bit of a curveball on Monday, and I don't know if that's a red herring or not, but still remains to be seen. Either way, I don't think now that we're any steps closer to Roman versus both Cody and Sammy. You know, whether it's one on one night, one on the other, or a triple threat at the end of night 2 or something. Mm-hmm. I think we're actually a couple of steps backwards from that. Yeah. You know, we're not closer to it. Can it still happen? Yeah, sure. It's wrestling. Anything can happen. It's subject to change. But
how many weeks is until Mania? 5?
6.
Is this including this week?
6.
So there's like 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6.
So they can do a lot of things in 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't look good for you, Chris.
I just have a question that I need to have
Answered?
Yeah, to rationalize the whole thing.
Okay.
Kevin Owens was back there the entire match.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens didn't help at all during the jumping.
Right.
Kevin Owens didn't come out until after the match was over.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
He's in catering? I don't know.
That's how wrestling is.
Yeah, we're not supposed to really question that when it comes to wrestling.
They wrestling have gotten away from that. And plus the pop. Is he from Montreal as well? He's from Canada. So the pop of like, why did his music play? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, cue my music. My friend's getting beat up. I'm gonna wait till it hits, and then I'm gonna run out. No, you.
But I'm gonna wait until after my friend loses his opportunity, and then I'm gonna help.
But you have to play my music while I run down there. It's like, no, just be like,
well, if you really,
and I have to pose at the ramp too.
Like he was so slow too.
Yeah,
we've talked about this numerous things about that, but it's like, yeah, he just was like, my music's playing. I'm just gonna slowly walk, and like, no, I would have been
all in
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If imported goods were getting beat up,
I'd expect Abel to be rolling.
Yeah.
If he can't run.
I'm not a wrestler. I'm an announcer.
So you're gonna be doing this number that Paul Heyman did?
I'm just an advocate.
So there's a lot of things about wrestling, the way wrestling works more so these days, where it's like, yeah. But why did he not help for real? Like, why didn't he not come out?
Yeah.
Well, because you don't know what he was doing in the back.
He also know he wasn't doing anything. He's not even
And
in the
that's-
car.
and that's
Like,
the-
why was he there?
That's the red herring on why I'm still don't know if we're getting Sammy and KO as a team, because why would Sammy want to be a teammate with Kevin Owens when Kevin Owens didn't even bother to save him when he needed him during the match, not after?
Why would Sammy?
During.
Why would Kevin Owens want to be in a team with Sami Zayn? We've just spent 9 months of them
bickering,
which was really
and costing shit and
ow my balls,
which is what made Monday make sense.
See, I didn't see Raw. I haven't seen
the
Raw.
promo about apologizing, and then Kevin Owens is like, "Well, you can ask your friend Jay. I just was out there because I didn't want your family to see you get raped like my family at home saw me get raped after the Rumble by everybody." Which was his excuse.
Different choice of words, but the same.
I don't see any raping when I was.
But still, y'all were gone, and we were up high. Like,
that is true.
Yeah, you need like truckload of Blue Chew for that. So I don't know, man. It's one of those moments in wrestling, in my opinion, where you call the audible and you have 6 weeks to fix it. You know, if Roman only has one loss in his contract for the entire year, he could have taken that pin from Sammy, and if you would have done a triple threat, Roman would have not been involved in the pin between Cody and Sammy anyway. You know, and if Roman's supposed to follow his Hollywood dreams after Mania and go part-time, legit, Sammy and Cody could do their own shit.
Which they're not even. They're saying that he's not even advertised for Money in the
Bank.
So,
yeah, I read that.
Which they're calling that the big five, the top five. So like the big five pay-per-views or whatever. So if he's not on that, then it's a showcase. Plus, he's been wrestling a lot. Well, he's been in the spotlight for a long time. Like, it's time to maybe take a back burner on him. But
it is March 4th. Thank you, Doug.
March 4th.
Yeah,
you got lucky.
I did. So March 4th, Saturday, UPW. Then Sunday is AEW.
Revolution. Yeah.
All right, gotcha. Whew. Dodged a bullet there.
That's what she said. Well, in your situation, that's what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I did the same thing.
I don't know if that's actually coming out on camera. Can y'all see this? It's actually squirting.
I can barely see it.
I was this close to nominating it as match of the year until the finish, because I can't justify that finish as a wrestling fan.
Really?
For me. It ruined it for me.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah. You take advantage of it. Dude, do a dusty finish. Do some kind of shenanigans where Sammy like pins Roman, but his foot's on the rope and the ref doesn't see it, and you get the 3 count, and everybody loses their fucking shit. And then 2 minutes later, it was fucking technicality. Roman wins the belt, and he leaves. Capitalize on the fucking moment, dude. You could tell the deflation from that crowd from up here to like, and it wasn't the same after that.
WWE did a great job of showcasing the fans at that time, because I think they wanted more people to be upset, but everybody was just kind of like, what the fuck, man? Like, they were every single person they filmed were like, fucking great. Well, we all fucking knew he was going to win. Like,
remember where you're at.
Yeah.
Here in Montreal, Canada.
Yeah.
Which, we saw the sign that said, Roman wins, we riot. But no, there was a real sign that was out there that says, if Roman wins, we will quietly exit
in a calm and orderly fashion.
Yeah.
This one, I think,
because it's Canada.
I think a lot of the disappointment from wrestling fans like us is that this was an opportunity to prove that this was no longer Vince McMahon's WWE.
Okay, that's fair.
And in essence, they just stuck to the status quo. You know?
You could have.
Again, you got 6 weeks from Elimination Chamber to come back from that scenic route and go wherever you wanted to go.
Yeah.
Because we need to have 5 more weeks of Cody Rhodes saying, I'm Dusty Rhodes' kid.
Right.
You know, instead of, holy shit, Sammy, that guy's got the belt. Yeah.
They got some wiggle room. They got places that they can go. I just don't know if they will. They won't.
I don't think so.
I think that
the benefit of the doubt's gone.
Yeah, Chamber was the chance for them to do something different, and they haven't. And that's why I said last week, I was like, it's WWE.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna stick. I still, even though Sammy is over with the crowd and like everybody loves him, he's still not the guy. When you look at a movie, when you look at a poster on that wall, you see Roman, like that guy looks like somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you saw like
That guy looks like somebody.
it's same thing as
No,
when,
that guy
looks like
that guy
somebody.
in the white looks like something.
Yeah.
Because he eats babies.
it's the same as when you know the back in the 90s and shit, like Vince would hire people that would be seen in like airports. Like, holy shit, what's that? Who's that? Is he
Yeah.
a football player? Is he whatever? He's a wrestler.
Oh, who's that? Oh, it's Omos.
You see a guy that's just a long-haired, bearded fuck.
The only belts you get are from Ross.
I don't even wear a belt, so that's how beltless. So just
It's for easy
like,
access.
and then putting him
Effortlessly.
putting him across the road, across the stage from Cody Rhodes. That doesn't really fill my, that's people aren't rushing to buy tickets to go see Cody versus Sammy.
The filthy casuals aren't.
Yeah.
No. Well, here's the issue. Here's my argument to that.
All right.
It doesn't fucking matter what the filthy casuals paid for because that shit sold out 5 months before a match was announced.
No, we're not talking about the gate. We're talking about pay-per-view buys.
Well, there's no pay-per-view buys.
We're talking.
It's on
it's-
Cox.
Okay,
You can
it's on the
buy.
cock. We're looking at cock subscriptions.
Remember,
We're looking at advertisement revenue.
the adage is that there isn't a person that should be
Person.
bigger than the company. You're watching WWE for WrestleMania, not for one person individual. That's fun, huh?
Yeah.
That's like poor man's machine gunning or what? Yeah. You're welcome.
That wasn't very satisfying. I'm actually going to open it. There we go. Refreshing.
That's good quality H2O.
That's high quality H2O right there. It's a miracle that it's not leaking right now. Like if I squeeze it, oh.
Sometimes that happens. It does. Sometimes that happens.
Our table is all wet.
That's still not the most spillage on this table.
My pants are still all wet.
Smells like asparagus.
And you know
out
what
here
that
for a
means?
reason.
Yeah. What does it mean, Scott?
I got nothing.
And it won't stay
Yeah,
up
you gotta
straight.
put that lid back on.
Yeah, it's not gonna continue to be erect.
In your opinion, as a fan of pro wrestling, do you think it can be salvaged, or are you just accepting the fact that Zayn will not get the belt or won't get a match at Mania for the main title?
So this is something that wrestling fans do to themselves a lot. They set their expectations for what they want, and then when they don't get it, they think it sucks. I really liked the match. I thought it was great. I thought the ending happened the way I thought it was going to happen. In fact, it did. It teased me more than I thought I was going to get teased. 2 ref bumps? Fuck. I was sold. I was like, oh man, I'm going to be wrong. So I didn't have that expectation, right? And I think that the heartbreak, the sadness, the vitriol, everything that everybody's saying negative about it is people that had the expectation of, we want to see Sami Zayn in the main event of WrestleMania. I didn't have that expectation, so I was able to enjoy it. I think I'm also going to be able to enjoy Roman versus Cody without having Sami Zayn looming over that in my mind, in my headcanon, right? Yeah. Maybe in everyone else's headcanon, yeah, okay, too bad. Now, if somehow we finagle Sami Zayn into the main event, cool, I'm happy. I'm happy either way, basically. And it's just because how I fucked my own mind. And how, or I guess I can say how I unfucked my own mind while everyone else was fucking their own by just sticking Sammy and everything, Well,
the question is like, do you want to see Sammy as the champion, or do you want to see him headline WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Because those are two different things.
Yeah.
Because
that's true.
Sammy doesn't have to win the belt at Mania.
Yeah, I still don't think,
dude.
Yeah. That's why I like
in that aspect.
The way they did it, the way that they could have done like when they did the 2 ref bumps, they could have easily have had them, let's say they both hit each other at the same time or whatever, right? And they both fall, one arm over the other, 2 refs, double count, right?
Okay.
And then it goes on for another couple of weeks of like, well, they both won. It's like, you know, they do the ref.
Yeah.
I'm holding this hand. I'm holding that hand.
Yeah.
And they could go and they could continue that and like, or they could declare Sammy the winner, but Roman's foot's on the rope.
Yeah.
Ref didn't see it, and then then just give him that moment in Montreal, and then you could wait because Raw is a fucking B show, so wait till SmackDown, and then be like have whoever the fucking commissioner is of SmackDown or whatever be
same
like
person as Raw,
Pierce,
Scrap Daddy. Yeah.
So have him come out and be like, look, man, I'm really sorry we got to do this, but we got to strip you the belt. We got to give it back to Roman.
You could have done exactly what you did with Jericho the time that he beat Triple H on Raw and everybody lost their fucking mind. And then like 2 hours later, they reversed the decision because the ref's cadence was too fast. You know, but you had that moment
you could wait
in front of the audience.
You could wait a week, have him as with the belt for a week or the next day if you wanted to, or 2 days if you want to do Raw. But just send the crowd home happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That crowd that's been notorious of not going home happy.
Yeah. Plus, and it's his hometown, like so. You know, there's always you never really win. Nobody ever really wins their hometown, right? Isn't that the rule?
Yeah,
Something
usually.
Like that. Yeah. I'm trying my best to rationalize it and not get too caught up in it because we had this conversation before. When Brock Lesnar lost to Goldberg at Survivor Series in 92 seconds, and I said, "There's no way in hell you can fix this," and you said, "Fuck you," and you moved on to Travis. And then WrestleMania came around. I'm like, I get it. I get why Survivor Series happened. I get why the Royal Rumble happened. I was all in that match at WrestleMania where Brock Lesnar ultimately beat Goldberg and got his comeuppance back. So I'm trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel and hoping that it's the sun as opposed to like the reflection of something behind me. Maybe Sammy wins Money in the Bank. And now instead of having to worry about 5 people, all he has to worry about is catching if Roman stays champ or whatever. And so there's still ways around it, but I do still have the feeling that you could have struck while the iron was hottest. And I don't think he's ever going to be that high value as a character on that program as he was Saturday night Elimination Chamber in Montreal.
I will want to respectfully disagree with that last part, that he's never going to be as popular as he was at that point, because I don't want to. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to draw more parallels between him and Daniel Bryan, right? And I hesitate because it's like too obvious. Yeah. But it feels almost the same. Not exactly, but almost the same. And going into WrestleMania 30, you could say that was his peak. But not really. The reason why people were so pissed off at WrestleMania 30 was because he was at the peak of his popularity when he lost to Sheamus in 9 seconds. After WrestleMania 30, when we wanted him to enter into the Royal Rumble and everyone was pissed off that he didn't enter into the Royal Rumble, you would say that's when he hit his peak. You know, there was plenty of times when you could have said D-Bry hit his peak, but he did or didn't capitalize on it. And I don't think you have to capitalize on a peak thinking that there's never going to be any others. Can there be more peaks for Sammy? Yes, there can. Now, do we have that hope? Maybe not as much right now in the moment. Yeah. But give it, maybe 3 months, 6 months, wait till Money in the Bank, let him cash in Money in the Bank. Maybe people start getting behind him a little bit more,
I saw a little fan theory after Chamber. I'm just curious if you guys want to think about it and just throw it out there. So
what's it?
If we get Cody, KO, and Sammy with the belts, right, at Mania,
the tag belts,
they beat the Usos. Mm-hmm. They have the title belts for a while. Cody beats Roman. And, for the next couple months, maybe Money in the Bank, whatever, we get Kevin Owens turning on Sammy. Oh. I know. Just hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. We get Cody turning on Sammy, right? Towards the end of the year. Maybe Survivor Series. Maybe Money in the Bank. Sammy's gone for a while. Right? For a while. KO is running the shit, and he's going after, and it comes up to the Royal Rumble. We got KO versus, let's say Cody. Right? Because Cody's going to need a heel, right?
Yeah.
because it's not. We've already kind of discussed. There's
not a lot of good top level heels.
Yeah, other than
Championship
Roman,
yeah.
and there's a few, but not much. So
and even then, there's plenty of people that cheer for Roman.
Yeah,
true. So Royal Rumble next year, we have KO versus Cody for the belt. Sammy wins Royal Rumble. KO wins the belt, and we get Sammy versus KO at WrestleMania next year
in Philly.
Oh, in Philly.
Yeah.
And that's the pinnacle of those two guys. They've guys have been together for years. They've wrestled. They're best friends. They've wrestled. I think one of them, aren't they have their kid named after, like, right? Like,
yeah, something
KO's
like that.
kid is named after Sammy or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have them. So maybe this isn't the end. This isn't the end of Sammy's story in the main event, but more kind of like the beginning, like the peak. Not the peak, but he's still going up. The trajectory's still going up. So it's probably never going to happen, but there's still a little bit of hope. And I know he said
trajectory.
He built up the entire thing, and he's like, that's never going to happen.
Because it's WWE. I know it's not. It's WWE. But
here's a great theory that never happened.
Could you wait a year? If you got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the belt at WrestleMania, is the main...
See, the problem with time is it's very fickle. I was expecting the fucking second coming of Cody Rhodes when he first came back at WrestleMania. And then 3 months,
year.
Yeah, and 3 months in, well, it's got hurt.
And now it's
you can't count
a year later.
You can't count on that, you know? It's hard to be like, oh, man, I want to see Sammy versus KO main event next year. It's like, shit. That's how Jay Briscoe ended up. You know, things happen that are out of our control, that we can't wish too far ahead, which is why wrestling fans sometimes live in the here and now, because that's all we have.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to let's give it 9 months. And where is he going to be 9 months? He's probably going to be doing AEW Dark.
But sometimes a year isn't as long as you think it is, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're all, saying, oh, once in a lifetime, it's not going to happen, but it's going to happen. And what happens? It fucking happened. Yeah. Where we had twice in a lifetime. And that felt like it was 3 months apart, not a year apart. Mm-hmm. Hell, you even mentioned Cody right now. Dude, Cody's been in WWE for a year. Now, he was injured, but because of the injury, it feels as though it hasn't been a year. Like, I feel like Cody just showed up in WWE, but he hasn't.
10 matches, right?
Yeah, he hasn't. He still feels fresh to me in WWE, but he's been there for almost a year now. In this run. Yeah, in this run. So, it's it can be relative sometimes. The time. Time can be relative.
What's besides the main event? What did you like most, Scott, about Elimination Chamber?
The mixed tag match.
Speak on.
I think that was the best match of the night.
Think so? Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Because so I didn't watch it live. And I texted the group and I said,
no spoilers.
Try no spoilers, right? Because it's hard in this day and age, but I wasn't really on my phone the whole entire night anyway.
Oh, tell them what happened at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Yeah. So it's I'm not watching, and so I put on I'm watching a little bit of it. So I think I saw the opening of the women's one for maybe like the first 10 minutes of the women's match. Then I had to put my phone away, and then I saw a little bit of the mixed tag, and I had to put my phone away. And then I was like, that's it. I'm just gonna stay off internet, stay off online, everything. I'm gonna put my phone in my pocket. I texted him. I said, don't text me anything. As soon as the pay-per-view ends, I get an email.
The text, shut up, I'm watching wrestling.
No,
quite the opposite.
I got a text message. I got an email, and it says, Roman Reigns retains a championship. Buy his fucking shirt for 40% off tonight. And it was on my phone, so I might have got a text. I look at it, and it says Roman, and so I was like, well, the main thing that I wanted to see, that everybody wanted to see, they couldn't wait. It was 3 or 4 minutes after the pay-per-view had finished. So it's you can't even wait. 24 hours.
They're trying to make it must-see viewing, and if you don't see it, then you have to avoid the internet until you see it. Otherwise, you're gonna get.
And plus, on the Peacock, you can't start. You have to wait.
Yeah,
you have to wait. Rewind. You can't. They don't play it back to back.
Right.
And you can't rewind it. You can't start from the beginning. So you have to wait. So the next day was when I possibly could have watched it. But it's an email for merch. And I could turn it off and I could do all those things, and I'm sure that I could do all that stuff. But that's not the point.
Well, look,
You could have been like, who won the championship? There's 40% off merch tonight. You know what I mean? Like, don't put the fact that Roman Reigns won the belt or kept the belt. Like, don't put that part in there because that's your main thing.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to watch the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
There's no, because like, because I can be like, well, the one thing I wanted to see, I don't have to see because I already know who wins. I'm sure, and I'll watch a clip on Twitter. The rest of the shows, you know.
Yeah.
So it kind of bugged me. So then I just looked up the results and I was like, all right. And then I texted him in the morning. I said, hey, what should I watch? Like, what's the best thing? What's the thing I should really look out for? I watched the whole thing, and he said the mixed tag match.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, maybe everything.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Match wise, well, for the most part, there wasn't anything bad at all.
There was one very big pile of dog shit to me.
Oh, what's that? I want to hear this.
No, but we'll get to that. We're gonna get to that. But
all right. I'm curious
because I think about it because now that I've been on the show, like, you know, I'm watching it in a different view, you know? And so like when we talked about it last week, we were like the mixed tag matches, I think Chris said that they can be pretty shitty because the men don't mess with the women, but the women sometimes. But this match had a little bit of everything where it's like they had the double power bomb where the two chicks were power bombing the dudes, which is cool. Then they had them both putting their finishers, the like sharpshooter thing. So there's some cool things in there, and it obviously made Rhea look. I thought Rhea came out the best. She looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
My biggest high is also my biggest worry. I hate that. I'm trying not to be so fucking negative. Poor Bianca. She's gonna get. I have a feeling she's gonna get not booed, but she's gonna get. She's not gonna be a factor in the reactions. They're going to be cheering either for Rhea or against Rhea, not cheering for Bianca. Oh, Charlotte. Oh, yeah, Charlotte. Yeah. Oh, okay. Then Charlotte's going to get booed. Charlotte's getting booed.
Which just sucks because now it's like Rhea hasn't done anything.
That's a very bad take, Chris.
Like, Rhea hasn't done anything. Like, she's in a heel group, right? But, like, everything she does,
people like. Yeah.
Like, they might not necessarily like Judgment Day, but they like the people in Judgment Day.
That's fair.
To a degree. And
Damian is growing. Damian is growing.
He's in that limbo area where it's like people like him, but then there's something about him that he can't go to that next level.
Yeah. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, there's something that's missing with him. Finn,
I'm not sure if it's something that's missing. It's hard to be the best heel in the group when the best heel in the group is a chicken shit Dominic.
Yeah, and especially now, Dominic is. We've all had this conversation separately or together, where it's like, God, when Dom was in it, it was like he looks awkward in the ring. He he's nothing like his dad. Like, but now it's like,
we're looking at the wrong dad.
Yeah. Now we're like, he's fucking. Now that he went, once he came out from prison, it was a game over. When he spent time in prison, he knows some people.
Yeah,
he learned how to wrestle in prison, apparently.
I'm sure he learned how to do a couple things in prison.
He made a shank out of a lucha mask.
Hey,
so it's just hard for you to be like. It's hard to cheer for Charlotte anyway, to me, because I always see her as a heel.
Yeah,
I think it's the same. Well, Ric Flair's because his legacy, but like if you're watching Ric Flair, like that guy's a fucking. To me, he was a piece of shit. Like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fucking women and cars, like you want to be that, but you want to be that, and you're not that. So then,
and then the fact that he kept rubbing it in.
Yeah, and then but Charlotte is just like, man, Charlotte's just. I've never really liked Charlotte, she's a great wrestler, and I think she's fantastic, but she's not. I would never cheer her. You know what I mean? Like, where Rhea, I'm like, I've been a Rhea fan since NXT days. Like, she impressed me that. So, and she looked good in this match.
Maybe you would know. What is the female equivalent of Ric Flair? Like, what would a woman do that would make her stand out the way Ric Flair stood out in the 80s and 90s with his flamboyance and his watches and robes and my shoes cost more than your house kind of stuff?
See, it may not be the same color, but it might be close or approaching the same volume, if that makes sense. I would say that right now that would be Rhea.
Really? The gothness.
Like I said, not the same color, but the same volume, right? Everything about her, she is doing so well and is putting everything into it. Yeah, it's the look, but it's also the persona, how well she's working with Dominic, how well she's actually fitting into the character development of it. It's approaching that level. I'm not saying, oh my God, she's as good as Ric Flair ever was. But if you're asking me who is the closest to working a persona, right? Because that's really what the question is, not who has a gimmick of being a rich bitch, right? The one that has a rich bitch gimmick would be Carmella, right?
Or Sasha.
Yeah, or Sasha. But no, but the
Monet.
Monet.
Yeah. It's also hard to do that. Just the fact that like women wrestling has only been relevant
Or is the issue with Charlotte is that she's not an attempt of her being her own character, is just a female version of her dad. There's nothing
without watered down version too.
Without the womanizing and without the money aspect of it. Like, I'm so rich.
She's watered down. She's a watered down Ric Flair. Like, I wear the robes, or I don't even know if she wears robes anymore.
She does wear robes.
She does.
Yeah,
like,
she wears robes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And like, so like she has that. She's trying to be her dad.
She's trying to be her dad without the problematic stuff.
Yeah.
Which doubly works against her because one, some of the problematic stuff is what made Ric Flair.
We also couldn't do that nowadays.
And you couldn't do it nowadays.
Like
one,
Ric Flair literally got canceled last year.
It
or
would
2 years ago.
Yeah, it wouldn't really work like the same. Yeah, I mean, could Charlotte be, instead of a womanizer, a manonizer
or a dominatrix? I mean, which is kind of the look how you compared Rhea, because Rhea is owning her own version of herself as opposed to Charlotte copying someone a version of her dad.
Copying a version without very specific elements of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like she's copying the woo, she's copying the look, but she can't do.
And she modified the finish.
Yeah. Which that was an improvement. I like the figure 8. It's cool.
Yeah.
So the scoreboard's 80-1.
Yeah.
Her daddy, her.
Yeah.
1. The figure 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know what you could really do with a Charlotte Flair to not. She would have to have come into the company under a different name and not be.
Well, she tried under Charlotte. It was just Charlotte. There was no Flair involved.
We saw how well that worked for McGillicuddy, though.
Yeah. Sometimes
because everybody knows. You may as well embrace it, right?
The genesis of McGillicuddy.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. That one's a tough one. Who
are you more excited to see, Rhea or Charlotte?
Rhea.
Who were you gonna boo, Rhea or cheer Rhea?
Cheer.
You gonna boo Charlotte or cheer Charlotte?
I'm gonna not react for Charlotte.
Yeah. That's the right answer.
But
this is most of wrestling fans right here. What Abel just said.
Because she's a heel.
No, Charlotte's a babyface.
I know, but she's a heel.
Naturally,
she looks like a heel. She sounds like a heel.
The
way she acts, everything about her says she's a heel.
Yeah.
And the Judgment Day are heels, right? But like they haven't. I don't really think they've been relevant until
the connection with Rhea and Dom.
Yeah, because they were just a group of 4 people that beat up Edge.
Yeah,
and then beat up random people throughout the shows and shit like that. And it wasn't.
And
they didn't win belts. They haven't won. Like I think Damien had the U.S. title for a hot minute.
Yeah,
right?
The only thing that's making
belts and shit like that, like it's just.
What's making them relevant and what's making them popular-ish is the character development
of Dom and Rhea.
Yeah, now
split them up and do Eddie and China again.
And I mean, well, I think the point that I'm trying to say is that it's just half of them. The other 2 aren't really aren't working that character development. Finn and there's Priest, but it's still working. It's still elevating them, and that's the same with Sammy. Sammy is like you're developing the character. He's changed from this to this to this to this. And that's the thing that really gets people over. It's not always just angles and championships and who beats up who. While that's important, the character development themselves is important.
I wouldn't say that the Judgment Day is working. I'd say they're a V8 and only half the cylinders are running.
Ooh,
This
all right.
feels like
Yeah.
this feels like the New Day. They tried to be the gospel thing, and then like by 6 months later, it was something completely different, and they made it their own.
Yeah.
I feel like half of them are making it their own, and the other half are still stuck on, oh, well, we're supposed to be this because we have a Black Angel, and we're supposed to be dark, and I'm supposed to have the freaking G.I. Joe mask and all that stuff instead of just being yourself, doing it yourself.
They've also gotten away from cutting those kind of promos. Remember at the beginning of Judgment Day, they were doing like House of Black stuff where it was like a smoky, purple, atmosphere backstage segment, and now it's just they just come out and cut promos.
Yeah.
And they're just being wrestlers again. Like it's just like so like you said, they're split. Like I would split them. I would get I love Finn Balor, but like he's boring as fuck to me. I don't know if it was like right after whenever he got hurt when he won the belt, right?
The first Universal Champ for 24 hours.
Yeah, the next day
because because of Seth Rollins throwing him in the corner.
Yeah.
And he busts out the demon every so often, and the demon looks cool, but even that's overplayed now. Like,
and that got murdered when the demon broke the turnbuckle and fell down and couldn't beat Roman, and that we haven't seen the demon since.
Yeah, exactly. And then I don't know, man.
Let's take everything that makes you cool and get rid of it. Figure it out.
Yeah,
but the thing about that made him cool was because every other show he came out dressed up as the Joker or dressed up as.
You're talking about Finn in NXT.
No, I'm talking about what made Finn cool when he was Prince Devitt, right? Devitt?
Yeah, Prince Devitt.
Like he came out, he'd be like, "Hey, look at this guy. He's dressed up as an evil Joker and shit like that, and all these kind of things." NXT, he
watered it down a little, but he still had the essence was still there.
Yeah, and now he
came back he came up to the main roster. Like, oh, he has ties to Bullet Club. Let's make him a Bullet Club guy, but in WWE, and then he got hurt, and then
if he didn't come out on Raw for a while, would you notice?
No,
and that's the issue.
No,
somehow he was established as a main event guy, and then in 24 hours he's never reached that status again.
He's had little runs, but never got to that point.
Yeah,
because remember he went back to NXT. Remember?
And was NXT champ again.
Yeah, he dropped down because they weren't going to use him because they had nothing for him.
And that was like, oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah,
can we get that guy on the roster on the telly? Nah, that didn't happen.
So I don't want to say it's done for him, but he's in there. He's in that category with like AJ.
Yeah,
AJ Styles was one of my fucking favorite. That's one of the main reasons I watched TNA was because of what he did. He went to New Japan. I watched some of New Japan because of AJ Styles and like his matches and stuff like that. When we went to Royal Rumble together.
His debut.
He drove to Orlando.
He flew. I picked him up at the airport that day.
I booked my flight and my ticket on probably that Thursday or Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I flew Saturday or Sunday morning. He picked me up from the airport. We went to the show. We went drinking. We went to the show.
And then drank some more.
And then my flight was in the afternoon on the Monday, like early Monday. He dropped me off the airport. I went to work. He drove back.
Wow.
So but I knew because it was in Orlando and all the rumors. And so I was like, I want to be there for AJ. And we were actually like 5 rows apart. I think I was like 5 rows
I told him what section. I told him what section I had. So he bought a ticket like 7 rows up. And then when my row got empty, he just went there. And
the same thing that happened at Royal Rumble here. After a certain match, everybody fucking left.
Yeah.
And so we ended up sitting together for the remainder.
Yeah.
And I know he's hurt, but like if he wasn't hurt, would you notice he was there? Or would you notice he's gone? Has anybody cried and be like, man, I wish AJ Styles was fit?
Yeah.
You know, he's in that group. Him, Finn Balor. Shit, I even fucking put Kevin Owens.
Has AJ Styles even fought this version of Roman Reigns?
No.
Has Shinsuke Nakamura wrestled this version of Roman Reigns?
He's another one.
No.
He's another one. Put him in that group of been like, would you notice he's got when was the last time he was on TV?
You know who's definitely in that? Robert Roode.
Oh, I didn't fucking know he was still in the company. He's not in Impact anymore? Like, they haven't moved him?
Yeah, he's in WWE apparently.
Like all those people, I'm like, you have a
Ziggler?
And yet you keep bringing back the Bronson Reeds and stuff, and I like Bronson Reed. I'm not talking shit, but I'm just saying he's on the Johnny Garganos, all those people that Triple H has brought back, It's like
that are nowhere near established to that audience,
yeah, because those are NXT guys.
as opposed to Nakamura, AJ
Finn was an
Styles,
NXT guy.
Yeah, but
and he's been established.
Yeah,
also,
but he's been in the roster for.
Been meddling in the roster for too long.
Meddling.
Yeah.
It just kind of reminds me of remember in one of the Toy Story movies, whenever I think the second or third one, where he's holding Woody and he notices that his arm's ripped.
He's holding Woody.
Do you remember this part? And
that's part 2.
He's about to play with him, and then he realizes that his arm's ripped, and then he goes, I don't play, and he drops him, and it's like slow motion.
Yeah.
That's
part 2.
That's Finn Balor and all those guys.
Yeah.
Because Bronson Reed and Gargano and whoever else he's brought up in the past year, 6 months, he's like, I'm done playing with you guys. Like, you guys are not fun. You're going to be on the show, but you have nothing. Because they brought back fucking Anderson and Gallows. It's like, those guys should not be anywhere near wrestling. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
And where are they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Dang. So to bring the conversation back around,
Dolph Ziggler was on Raw, wasn't he? He fought Austin Theory, right?
No, he fought Mustafa Ali.
No, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
By default, I think my match of the night is the mixed tag match. It surpassed my expectations. I wasn't expecting a lot of stuff I saw.
Still talking about Chamber.
The girls stole the show for me.
Beth looked fantastic.
Yeah,
she hasn't wrestled in
months.
Well,
yeah,
fully in years, but
they did very well. There was a couple of spots where they looked that they were lost. They didn't know what the next set of moves were, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, fuck this whole fucking match.
Yeah,
because I wasn't there. Yeah,
it was a little sloppy at times,
but damn, it was good. I liked it a lot.
I wish I paid better attention to that match because I didn't.
I would suggest go back and watch it. I wouldn't put it in the.
I suggest you tell us the balls part of the pay-per-view that you didn't like. The pile of shit.
Yeah, the big pile of shit that you were referencing. I want to know what it is.
I think I know what it is.
I mean, it's pretty obvious, right?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It involved this guy.
Oh,
wait, and the other guy's not even on any of the cards because he doesn't matter.
Bork Laser.
Yeah.
The finish of Lashley Lesnar.
That match. Man.
I have a theory about that, but I'll let you.
Go ahead.
So, if I'm not mistaken, the SmackDown before Elimination Chamber break cut a promo that said whoever wins between Brock and Lashley, he wants.
Uh-huh.
I think this is a long story that just happened. And I think this is the first time that Lesnar, without his advocate, is actually afraid of someone. And he didn't want to fight Bray. So he cost himself the match so that Lashley could win and deal with it. Build to that. Because we've seen the Beast Brock Lesnar forever and ever. We've never seen a vulnerable Lesnar. Well, except the Goldberg. That rivalry was the first time you actually saw a look of fear in Brock's eyes.
No, I got Hurt Business and then Bray's.
Oh, the Sinister Six?
Yeah,
or whatever?
I have that more of a plausible thing than Brock being afraid of anybody.
You, Abel? Where do you sit? He told you what the pile of shit was. What'd you think of that match?
Yeah, it was probably the least entertaining out of everything, I would say.
It was short.
I wasn't... Man, I probably should have paid attention to the middle of the card more, but I think that was like, pull out my phone, look at this, look at that, eat some food, you know. I mean, maybe that's a testament to how unentertaining it was because I wasn't engaged. I was engaged in the actual men's chamber match. I was engaged in the main event. I was engaged in the women's chamber match as well.
Too.
Women's chamber was pretty good too. It exceeded my expectations. Also.
I enjoyed everything but that match.
Okay.
I enjoyed parts of that match. I just feel disappointed that this is the second time that you have two MMA guys and you don't do anything MMA with them. It just like there's so much potential in a trilogy feud like UFC where you don't have them in the ring. You just have them cut a promo the weekend of the fight.
Do a weigh-in.
This is my money fight. This is the reason. This is
cool.
you don't have to do fucking WWE style with every fucking WWE person that's there.
You could do a fake MMA fight. You know what I mean? Like
because
I don't want to see those two guys like going at it.
I'm gonna be upfront. I don't have any interest in seeing Lashley versus Bray Wyatt. I don't have any interest in seeing Lesnar versus Omos. Lesnar, Lashley, Fight Pit, Mania. How can you fumble that?
Shit, you can even get one of those UFC refs.
Daniel Cormier, he reffed Rollins and Riddle in the Fight Pit when they made evented. Get Cormier back. There's rumors that Ngannou is in the PC trying to actually wrestle.
Or get Kurt Angle in there to give him something to do. I mentioned that to
Travis, and Travis was like, "Man, he walks like an action figure. He ain't gonna, man, that's not the point.
If he's just gonna ref, that's all you need.
Have him on fucking commentary or something, or have him as a judge.
Yeah, have judges.
Have him a judge. Have him
Sorry, I mean whack you that hard.
Have him a commentary. Have something where it's like, hey, these guys are all former wrestlers, former like Olympians type thing. Like, give you like a he's actually going for and start using some of the terms. But like, you could still have
pay them off. We have 3 guys from the California Athletic Commission tonight just to double check and make sure that everything's on the up and up.
Yeah.
How hard is it?
Yeah.
And plus that would give you your weird kind of one-off match, attraction match where you have like Big Show,
Akibono at 21,
or Mayweather punching and shit like that. You have that where it's like these guys are gonna go at it, and you can still have a fake MMA fight. You know what I mean? Like they could pull their punches but make it look real. Dude,
they had George St. Pierre at ringside. You could literally have 3 former UFC guys as your judges to actually give the rub to the actual MMA fans that also watch wrestling.
And it takes a break. It gets you away from match like through WrestleMania. Be like, hey, they're gonna take the ropes off. They're gonna do this shit. It's like, oh, what's gonna happen, kind of thing, It just
give you a little bit of variety.
Yeah, but then it's just fucking low blow, fucking disqualified. And it's like, and that was a rubber match too.
And I was waiting for Monday because it could have easily been Brock going out and saying, you know what? I've fought prize fighters for years. I'm the beast. I'm not afraid of no one. I was aiming for his thigh. I was aiming for a part of the body that was not what the referee thought it would have been worthy of a disqualification for. I need a competent ref. I need an environment where I can be my best, where I know Lashley can be his best. What would it be? Fight Pit.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. And that's still one of those things that's not overplayed.
You hate my guts right now.
No. I like your guts. I hate my own mind. Because I was like, how many people have used that excuse? Like, oh, I was reaching for her thigh. Like,
an actual ref would have deducted me a point instead of calling the fight completely because he moved. Yeah. My foot was aiming for his inner thigh. He moved. He put his dick there. It's his fault.
His dick accidentally fell into my mouth.
Yeah.
But instead we're getting.
You can't control 15 inches like that.
It's like, I was hitting his leg. I just didn't know.
I didn't know he had 3 legs. Yeah.
But instead,
1, 2, 3.
Instead, we're gonna get Brock versus Omos. Is what they look like they're aiming towards. It's like, I hope Brock comes out and just annihilates him and be like, no.
60 seconds. Yeah. Like, is this all? Yeah.
Because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Omos anywhere near this card. Like,
we tried that last year, Omos and Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody talking about that match now?
No.
I forgot that happened.
Well,
I was there. I had to.
Remember. You're talking about it.
Yeah, I'm talking about it. Yeah.
There you go. You're just keeping it alive. What is that? They say that you die 2 deaths. The first one, you actually die. The second one, the last person that remembers you forgets about you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sure. Are you happy with Asuka winning?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was obviously the person I thought that was going to win the whole thing. Mm-hmm. It would have shocked me surprisingly if they would have given it to Raquel, but Asuka and Bianca's the story's there because they were teaming against Damage Control for a while.
Yeah,
and now it's Bianca. Poor Bianca. If she can hang, you know what? I wouldn't even be mad if Bianca beat Asuka. This is a women's match that I want to see.
As the out of the 4 women that are in the 2 matches, like she's number 4. Like she's been pushed. They have to do something with her over the next 6 weeks to like
Bianca.
Yeah, I just don't see her.
3. I would say 3 because Charlotte's been gone for a while. You have to remind people. Charlotte has not done enough to show me why she's a babyface now. Okay. At least Bianca's established. At least Bianca's been established that she's she's the she's the woman that everybody wants to root for as the underdog, and it's proven everyone right so far.
That's fair.
Sooner or later, but that's the one.
So that's not.
Yeah. See, I think
that's not good when your two champions are third and fourth out of the four.
Yeah. I think on paper this match might be a better wrestling match than the other women's championship match. But the other women's championship match has more interest just because, Rhea's just red hot right now.
Because Rhea won the Rumble. I would not be mad. Of course, actually, I take it back. I would be mad if the main event of the first night is not Rhea versus Charlotte.
Okay.
Are you happy now? Because your complaint since Rumble is the fact that Rhea's going after Charlotte. Are you happy with Asuka and Bianca? With those two matches?
That's a nice consolation prize. Like if you can't get the first one right, at least you got one. You got one out of the two right. I can't get at least you put half your ass in it. I won't spank you. You're fine. Yeah.
What?
Something that we talked about with Travis about Asuka.
Oscar
my wiener. Was
you want me to do what to your wiener?
I wish I were not.
She's going through this transition. She's changing, right? She's got the face paint now. Her music's different. I was really hoping that she would have turned heel. It's somehow
along with this,
whether it be in the chamber, whether it be because,
or maybe the moment is at Mania where Asuka can't beat fucking Bianca, so she goes full Kana.
Yeah, but I don't want to see I don't want to see them both being faces at Mania.
We got time. 6 weeks.
Well, 5 weeks. But I think the chamber would have been a perfect time. Somehow, I don't know how they could have done it, but somehow have her cheat to win.
If she would have beaten the only other baby face that was in there. Who eliminated Raquel? It wasn't Asuka.
Because you've changed things about that.
Liv?
I think it was Liv. Or a combination of people, but Liv won the pinning. Like if Asuka eliminated the other faces.
Because it was Charlotte. Or not Charlotte, Carmella.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Carmella got to the end, right?
She was the last.
She didn't last long.
Yeah.
I think she was the last one out, like in the pods.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was.
She?
She was the last one that got eliminated.
Yeah.
But just something. I don't know. I think the match is gonna be good.
I want to watch that.
Like that makes me want to watch it. If it was Carmelo or Liv, I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have skipped the Bianca match.
Okay.
But
what about the men's chamber?
I think it was a very good showcase for Montez. This was probably a nice little breakout for him. Not saying I don't want to see the Street Profits, but man, I want to see more Montez by himself. Nothing against Angelo, right? And maybe this is a little racist, but I don't think it is. I genuinely feel this way. I don't want to see Angelo and Tez break up or one stab the other in the back. Kind of how I've said that I never want that to ever happen for the New Day, right? I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know why I'm comparing the two. That's why I'm just thinking, well, maybe it's racist, but I'm not trying to make it racist. Comparing them to New Day, but I don't want to see that fucking trope again, where you're gonna split them off, so we're gonna stab one in the back,
which have already kind of started, right? They've already kind of
have Angelo be the hype man.
I want to see more homies.
Yeah.
It's
hey, you go do your thing. And we're gonna be over here.
Yeah.
They're on different. They weren't on different shows until Biggie got hurt, right?
Show supportive friendships in media, right? And I don't think there's enough of that nowadays. Maybe there's too much in AEW because everyone has a goddamn stable. But in WWE, you don't always need to break off and split up and stab each other in the back to go your own separate ways to support your friend. Yeah. Like you go and win a fucking championship, I'm happy for you. We used to be a tag team, but you know what? I don't care.
Here's the perfect thing to do. The draft. Split them up in the draft. Hey, you're going to SmackDown.
Here's the part, a tidbit you might not have noticed that should give you some ease.
Okay.
Michael Cole said on commentary that he interviewed Montez, and he said that if he wins the belt, the first title defense is for Angelo.
Cool.
So there's that. Oh, we're friends, even though one of us has a belt and the other one doesn't. We're still gonna look out for each other and
have a respect match.
Yeah.
It wasn't the last time we've seen that. Just like, all right, man. Let's
Ray
go.
and Eddie
Boom.
WrestleMania 21, and then one of them went heel because of it.
There you go.
So smart.
But you could easy booking could just be like, hey, we're doing the draft.
Split.
Hey, I'm taking
Yeah.
you. It's like, well, all right, and then hey, we're still friends, but
Can Angelo survive on his own?
and then that
With
gives
the
you
draft.
that gives you a while to see if they can handle where they are on as solos.
I think Tez can hang on his own. Angelo, not so sure.
The only time will tell.
Yeah.
Thought Bronson Reed looked good.
I like that
Yeah.
it took a fucking bomb to get rid of Bronson. It was like 4 finishers.
That looked nasty though.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite move.
That
The
Poison
fucking-
Rana.
Yeah, the reverse hard Rana thing. Gargano's boring. I don't care about Gargano.
Is
at all.
Gargano in that same category that you put
With Finn and
AJ
stuff?
Styles? Yeah, AJ
Yeah,
Styles and
but
Finn.
he's in the new toys. He's still there because he only came
Mm.
back.
Mhm.
So they're still trying to do something with him.
But of the new toys, he's probably the least appealing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you do with him?
I don't know. I don't know what you do with them. I thought they were going to do some interesting stuff with him and Theory, but then
Call
it
back the
didn't.
story from NXT.
It was kind of interesting with him and guy that walks on his knuckles, creepy guy, serial killer.
Oh,
Dexter
Loomis.
Loomis.
Like that was interesting,
They kind of
but they dropped it. Is
Okay.
Dexter injured? What?
no, he's still there because they're doing that thing with Nikki Cross where she's drawing the pictures.
Yeah.
They're still doing.
Where's Indy?
Maybe she
On
gets called up
fucking
after
NXT.
Mania
On
because that's
NXT.
my man.
Yeah,
And Nikki's
she's
trying
on,
to take.
She's on NXT.
Yeah.
She just wrestled
Well,
on NXT like
see,
2 weeks ago.
there was a really interesting thing with Nikki and Candace where she was like, what did she whisper something? And then she was like,
Oh, they're
Yeah.
like friends,
the-
frenemies.
yeah,
kind of.
or that she has no friends or something like that. And then we were thinking about it. We're like, yeah, everybody she's ever been friends with is gone. You know, they what's the name of that group in NXT?
Sanity.
Yeah, Sanity. They're all
Yeah.
gone. And then she tried to be friends.
Alexa.
Well, she's not gone, but she's deserted her.
She's gone.
You know, she's gone up here, and yeah, everybody that she's ever tried to be friends with is just like,
Rhea,
yeah,
she's
just
gone.
yeah.
Raquel looked good.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
looked good too. Logan Paul, Seth Rollins.
So when you were saying that you wanted to talk about the big steaming pile of shit, I thought you were going to bring up
Oh, okay.
Logan Paul coming in and showing up. I thought maybe that would have been your thing, but I wasn't sure. Like when I was trying to play things in my head, oh, what could it be? That was one of them that popped up. So Montez gets injured. Not really, but they're trying to take him out so the
I thought
cage
that was a
door's
cool spot.
open. Yeah.
You got the curb stomp on the cage.
Yeah.
On the
But
mat. Yeah.
It's fucking. You can tell it's like a.
Leading up to
Yeah.
the door being open so that Logan Paul could come in, it was fine. But then Logan Paul coming in, I don't know. Like, I begrudgingly have to give him flowers because, like, oh man, he's done so good at being a wrestler in such a short amount of time. But man, I don't want to cheer for this guy.
He's
Like,
got a better.
yeah.
He does
Buckshot than
buck-
Hangman.
Yeah, he does a better buckshot than Hangman.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I don't know. Like, maybe this is what a heel should be in this day and age, where guys like me that want to respect everybody and want to cheer for everybody, no matter if they're a heel or face. If you could actually get me to not like you, then I guess that's good. You know, I don't like him. You know,
Are you like? So you're not interested in that match at Mania because it's all just
No.
gonna happen, right?
no,
Logan
him,
Logan Paul and
Seth.
Rollins.
yeah, no,
Seth Rollins is like the mid card. Like he's never gonna get,
He's a gatekeeper. Like you want to make to the main
He's-
event, you got to put up with Seth first.
but he's never gonna like. You'll probably never see him main event WrestleMania.
Again.
Yeah.
he might.
What WrestleMania did he
might.
main event?
31.
He cashed in.
But he didn't main event. He wasn't in the match. He lost to.
He was in
He
a main
lost-
event match.
But he wasn't on the marquee. He was on the poster. He's never
Right.
been on. He's never been the main guy of a poster.
Okay.
But he's the one that you go, damn, because he had that match with Orton. Wasn't that the Orton match? What the pop up?
That was the same night.
Yeah, the pop up.
Pop up,
And that was a
RKO.
good match. And you're like, God damn, that was a good match.
His match with Triple H at 33 was good.
But it's not main event.
It wasn't main event. No.
I don't see him ever being that guy. Like he can main event every other pay per view. He's a good main event at SummerSlam.
So you think he's Sergeant Slaughter and not Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could be like he's like the Macho Man and
Eddie's puke.
You know, he's the guy that did the fucking the Joker commercial. Did y'all watch that?
Yeah, I saw that. That was funny.
So things like that. But he's just never going to be that main event guy. But he's the gatekeeper. So you're going to have that WrestleMania 3 kind of Steamboat Savage match with Rollins on your way to fight a Roman, a Brock, a Cena, that kind of thing.
Yeah. A Cody.
So after Raw,
yeah,
are you guys still hyped for WrestleMania?
I think so, yeah. I am not 100% sure how we're getting to Mania, but I'm feeling like, all right, things are starting to kind of shape up. Things are still interesting. This is a better Mania season than the last few I think we've had. Maybe because it's a Triple H era. I don't know. But
so far it's Roman versus Cody.
Right.
Rhea versus Charlotte. Bianca versus Asuka.
Yeah.
Logan Paul
versus Seth Rollins. Sure. And hypothetically, 5 promos. Omos challenging Lesnar. Lashley going against Wyatt.
You might get Cena Theory.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
And then Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, maybe?
I'm sure there's going to be Bailey and
the 6th woman. Damage Control against Becky Lynch and Lita and Trish Stratus is another thing that's floating out there.
Okay.
Sorry. Spoiler alert.
Why is that a spoiler?
Because it hasn't happened yet.
Well, it's...
But we're talking about Mania. That's going to be a Mania match.
That's going to be a Mania match.
Yeah.
So if you were surprised, oh my God, you ruined Trish for me. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not a spoiler if it's just a speculation.
Yeah.
You think that's what's going to happen.
Okay, what's going to happen with Becky and Bailey?
Fuck if I know.
There you go.
They need to have a multi-woman match.
Right.
So that would make more sense. You can't just have them two fighting each other.
Yeah.
You can't top a cage match between the two on Raw.
Yeah. And you can't just you already have 2 single women's matches. You can't have a third. You have to have like a 6-woman match or tag match.
Let's give the legend some roses.
Yeah. And plus, you would think this would be the last time you would see Trish and Lita wrestle. Because come on,
yeah, well, you never know.
6 weeks, 5.5 weeks left. Is there a match that you want to see at Mania? That's possible that could happen.
That's not already teased or something?
Yeah.
So that's going to leave out stuff with Sammy, right? Because that's the main focus. What is Sammy actually going to do?
Gunther and somebody.
Yeah. I want to see who Gunther's going to wrestle.
So he's in a battle. It's a battle royale to see who wins who goes against.
Yeah.
Gunther.
Which I think a lot of people were saying that there might be a
triple threat with Drew and
Sheamus. Which
I'm okay with that.
I'm into it. But
it'd be a very European match.
Maybe just throw a 4th person in there just to...
Finn! That could be very, very, very European.
Yeah, for real.
Oui.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's Sheamus and Drew, but I think if we get that triple threat, it's obvious Gunther's winning. I would want to see at least one-on-one somebody that you could somebody different that you might think, dude, this dude might actually beat him.
And him and Madcap Moss wasn't that bad.
I didn't get a chance to see it. Well, how was that match like?
It wasn't bad. In fact, I like Madcap. I'm not. I know we talked about it last week, and you said you don't want to see him lose, but you don't want to see him win, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't really care about him, but this match was it was good.
You remember? You tend to forget. Madcap got dumped on his fucking head, and you thought he was dead.
Yeah.
It's
Saudi
about a year and a half or 2 years ago. So you put him against a guy like Gunther that can actually beat the fuck out of you, and if you could look well, you could that's an opportunity for you to come out better coming out than you did when you went in. I think
that's one thing I was thinking about that we haven't seen in a while. If somebody could show up in that match for the Intercontinental title, what about Big E? Big E versus Gunther. Returning Big E versus Gunther.
I don't care who he's going up against. If Big E returns, I'm going to lose my shit.
But like have him, because then you can have him dump people out in the battle royal and not be super active.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Big E. Like everybody loves Big E.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to piss a lot of people off, but I'm going to say it. What if Roman beats Cody on Sunday? And then Roman comes out on Friday after WrestleMania and says, I've beaten everybody. Then Big E comes out.
All you hear is 3 ain't enough, man. I need 5. No, dude, that would be a huge fucking pop, a huge mark out. One, because it's Big E coming back, and then 2, it's like, oh, Big E and Roman. Fuck yeah, that's going to be a good match.
There's a lot of people online wanting Roman to get to his thousandth day or something like that as a champion.
Mm-hmm.
In order for him to be the champion, he has to beat Cody.
Yeah.
I mean, and then if he beats Cody at Mania, he has like a couple of more weeks until he's not going to defend it against anybody until the next pay-per-view type of thing. So people are like, fuck it, give him to his 1,000. But then again, who can he? Big E would be a good one, but like, who's left?
Yeah.
Who has he not beat?
Yeah,
that you would want to see, that you could believe.
And that goes back to the damn promo from Monday that you didn't see with Sammy and Kevin Owens, where Sammy was like, "You've tried taking out the bloodline by yourself. I tried to take out the bloodline by yourself, and we both want to take them out. We need to, combine our forces." I was like, "Fuck, yes, this makes perfect sense as a story." But then when Kevin Owens rebuffed it, I was like, fuck, that makes perfect sense as a story. But like, maybe it's going to be a slow burn to get Kevin Owens to come back around. And then once it finally comes around 2, 3, 4 months later, maybe SummerSlam, somehow you get the unification of Sammy and KO to somehow take down Roman. There needs to be a fucking coalition to take down Roman,
Realistically, as a fan of the program, are you ready to see the Roman story end with him losing the belt at Mania? Or do you want to see it continue?
I think that if you've painted yourself into such a magnificent corner with this, that the only way that Roman can lose is at the grandest stage of them all. I don't want to see Roman fucking losing at...
Well, apparently in Saudi, their country is the grandest stage of them all. So what if you lose it over a crown jewel over there?
When's that?
I don't know.
The month out, isn't it?
I don't know when it is. But
is that normally like a May thing?
I would hate it. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, just to immediately answer your question, I would hate it. Right? But would it make a little bit of sense because they're trying to make Crown Jewel to be a big fucking deal? Okay, fine. But I don't want to see fucking over the limit fucking Roman Reigns loses there, right? If he's going to lose, it's going to be at Mania. And if it's not this Mania, then fuck, we got to wait till next year's Mania.
That's what I was going to follow up with. With your mathematics, can this storyline continue on until next year's Mania in Philly?
The story of
the bloodline in general, running shop, taking names, kicking ass.
You have time, yes, because get through Cody, have that take up maybe a quarter.
Look at him. Tell him why he's wrong.
I just don't want to see it. I'm done. I'm ready.
You're done?
I'm ready for him.
You ready for Cody, the American Nightmare?
I'm ready.
You want the title belt tattooed on this side of his neck?
I'm ready for something different. Whether it be Cody, because I don't know if Cody. The problem with Cody is like he got pretty stale in AEW. I don't know whose fault that was, but Cody
was trying to do a WWE character in AEW.
But after a while, he was getting that go away heat. Like, I don't want to see Cody anymore. But him in WWE has been a lot better. So I just want to see something different. Let's see how the company does without having Roman, because Roman wants to go away, right? That's everyone's talking about how he wants to leave and he's going to take a break. He's not going to be at Money in the Bank. So if he is the champion, he's not wrestling at Money in the Bank, right? Yeah. Is what they're advertising. They're saying online. So, what's your main event? The Money in the Bank match, like and it's like
in the UK, that's your main event, Money in the Bank, the match.
Yeah, I don't know. What about you? I'm on the same page. I think WrestleMania is the only main thing.
The only place for Roman
to lose it. But I could see Crown Jewel being because they have been. But now now that Triple H is in charge.
I mean, could
the Saudi
Roman
thing?
Could Roman lose out of SummerSlam?
SummerSlam would be the only. I mean, SummerSlam isn't what SummerSlam used to be.
There's no guarantee that just because Roman loses at Mania that he doesn't get the belt back or that the story's done. They normally run back the matches at Backlash or whatever the next pay-per-view is anyway. So what if you give him the NWA treatment? He won the NWA title for a month and then he gave it right back to Nick Aldis after All Out or All In. So you give Cody the run that he got contractually obligated for. You have him win the match at Mania, and then a month and a half later, he ultimately loses it because the match at Mania was a fluke or whatever. And then the bloodline keep rolling on, and then you get your next challenger.
I watched that Rivalries special on Sunday. Did you all watch it? It was Andre and Hulk.
Oh, the body slam in front of 460,000 people in the Superdome.
It was 1 million people, but one thing I loved about that match is at the end, because remember they had the ring, the cart with the ring, and it's you see Hogan in the ring celebrating, and then you see Andre being carted off like pissed. And Bobby getting people throwing shit, but obviously that's not the same. But like I envision at the end of WrestleMania, you're gonna have Roman at the top of the stage, fucking pissed, disappointed, angry, with a celebrating Cody Rhodes. So it doesn't mean that the stories end because Roman's a main eventer for life. Like
if anybody would deserve a rematch after losing a title, it would be Roman.
Yeah,
and if anyone could advocate for a contractual rematch, it's Paul
Heyman.
Yeah.
So I don't think his storyline's done, but I think it does need a little bit of a refresher, something different. Because I mean, he's won, right? He's the longer trained champion, right? Other than
San Martino.
Yeah, but nobody gives a shit about that kind of stuff. But he's beaten all the records. The only one he hasn't beaten is the 1,000-day type thing. That's what everyone is talking about him getting to, and it's like, does that matter? Like,
and we've seen Roman head of the table on top. We haven't seen Roman head of the table go insane trying to get back the belt he lost.
Like, what is he gonna do to get the title back?
Yeah,
which is a lot more interesting story than I'm the head of the table.
Yeah,
what are you doing to get the title, kind of thing. I think it'd just be to freshen up a little bit. It'd be cool to just be like him just wrecking shop, him becoming the Brock Lesnar of just fucking destroying things and like going crazy, where the Usos and Paul have to like calm him down.
Yeah,
shit, fucking put your hands on Paul. Be so mad, like this is blame Paul, blame everybody.
How you
beat everybody
wise man? You didn't see this coming.
Yeah, lose the bloodline, because of your anger. That's something. I don't know. Yeah, time for a change.
Match of the week picks, because it's been a week. Anything good?
The men's U.S. Chamber.
Okay, from Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily say there was anything that you could put on a list.
Not a year.
But the mixed tag match at the Chamber was good. I did see Edge and Theory.
Oh, on Raw, how was that?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. It was an Edge and Theory match. You know what I mean? Like those guys are Edge is, you know, what you're getting with Edge, and then Theory's one of those ones that he's grown on me. You know, I think he's a good talent.
Yeah.
I hate his name.
Austin Theory?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't know. Just sounds too hokey.
There's only one Austin.
Yeah.
And it's in the state of Texas.
That's the other thing, too. So Austin Theory, just in itself, in a vacuum, it's kind of hokey. But then you're in WWE where
Stone Cold Steve
Austin, yeah, I don't know if that works.
And him just being called Theory.
Theory doesn't, like, okay. And there's no, like, origin story of his name, which is obviously a made-up name. Like, nobody...
Yeah, does he have a middle name?
Yeah, like, was he, like, Austin Stevens, but they called him Theory because he was, like, I don't know, a fucking scientist or something. Like, or, you know, what, like, where did the theory part come from? Like,
I'm the catalyst of pro wrestling. I'm the change that needs to happen. I'm the theory.
Yeah, sure. Like when Bray came out and said, "Who actually names their kid Los Angeles?" Right?
Yeah.
Like I get it with LA Knight. It's kind of the same thing with LA Knight,
or
but
Louisiana Knight.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's like, okay, this is, you got to give me a little bit of something to justify your goofy ass name.
Yeah.
It is weird that some of those wrestlers got to keep their names, but like
Their
he
established names.
couldn't be Eli Drake.
Yeah, and see, Eli Drake sounds like a name that could be his given name. Like somebody could have the last name Drake and they could be named Eli.
He's not even from LA, right?
No.
So
No.
So far.
But LA Knight, with the persona that he has, it's definitely a made up name.
yeah.
Just like CM Punk, what's the CM stand for?
Exactly, right? So
No one ever gave him shit about it.
Chick Magnet.
no, plenty
Chicago
of
made.
people, plenty of
Chick
people
Magnet.
gave him
That's
Charles
shit about
Montgomery.
Excellent.
Exactly. Jay White versus Eddie Kingston from Battle in the Valley was fucking good.
Yeah.
Kingston beat him, so now Jay White is officially out of New Japan,
Yay.
and there's a possibility WWE might sign him.
Oh.
There's also another theory of who WWE might be signing.
Oh yeah,
Who?
I saw that too.
Oh.
Kenny
Ibushi
Omega.
son,
Oh, I
Ah.
was thinking Kenny Omega.
Wait. Huh?
no, Kota Ibushi. He's
As
a free.
well.
He was a free agent after the end of January.
That's true.
And apparently he has made it clear what his offer is. His offer is he wants to establish his wrestling school that he started, but he's willing to sign with WWE if they let him become a coach at the PC while he wrestles. So that because he feels like he's at the point of his career where he could teach others.
He was in the challenge, right? The Dusty
He was
Cruiserweight class.
he was in the Cruiserweight Classic. He made it to the finals. He lost to
and then
semifinals.
they offered him a contract, right? But he didn't want to do it or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrestled on
Yeah.
NXT television
For
twice or
yeah.
three times after the tournament, but they couldn't come to an agreement.
Right.
He just went back to Japan.
He's just another one, and I hate it. And I'm taking your racist card from you. But
Okay.
he's another one. Like they don't know how to work with those kind of wrestlers, like with Japanese wrestlers. They're great. You give me Nakamura any day, but like where's Nakamura? Like he can't speak English well, so they don't use him. Same with
Yeah.
Asuka. Asuka's that crazy Japanese woman who speaks Japanese.
Yeah.
Same with what's her name?
Io.
Io. Same thing. She's another one where it's like we don't know what they're saying. They're speaking in Japanese.
Yeah.
They're
No
in
subtitles.
They're in a group. They're in
No
a
mouthpiece.
where you watch him in the match. You put him in a match against
I mean, Io kind
anybody-
of has a mouthpiece right now, but
yeah. But you put him.
Yeah, evil.
You put him in a match with anybody, he's going to have the best match on the card, right? Because he's a fantastic wrestler. But WWE
Doesn't
don't
know how to market that.
They don't know how to market a Japanese wrestler.
I'd throw something out there that's fucking bananas. I'd have Corey Graves off of commentary and him be the mouthpiece for these Japanese wrestlers that don't know what they're saying.
oh shit, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, Corey
Yeah, but
Graves
then
is
you
like,
lose-
this is the
but
wrestling.
then you lose-
This is the type of wrestling that made me want to be a wrestler.
but then you
Damn.
lose Corey on
Besides-
commentary. He's
But you get McAfee back. I'm burned out of
Mac-
Corey, bro. I'm
McAfee
burnt
doesn't.
out.
He might not be coming back.
Besides besides Heyman, who else has been a really good manager in WWE?
Corey's got the
MVP?
mouth for it.
MVP. Okay.
MVP's. I mean, he can be good.
Yeah, I
with
just
the
don't.
with the right people.
I
They
just
actually
remember when I
push.
was a kid, everybody had a
Everybody,
manager,
yeah.
and they were all pretty good.
Most of the foreigners had a manager, and that's why
Bobby
you were
Heenan,
able
Bobby
to
Heenan.
hate them
Bobby
Wimbledon.
because the manager
Wimbledon.
Whippleman, yeah, Cornette,
Slick.
with Yoko.
Yeah,
Slick.
slick. Yeah, all
Yeah.
those. Yeah, and you were like, yeah,
I know why I'm supposed to hate him.
Mhm.
And you can't look at Nakamura as a heel and understand why you're supposed to hate him because he's never said anything outright to make you want to hate
if
him.
you get Ibushi, is that what you said, right?
Yeah, Ibushi, Kota Ibushi.
If you get him on NXT, right, because he's gonna have his own wrestling school, right? If that's what he wants to be a trainer. Then he's gonna want to stay in Florida, right?
Mhm.
So just have him in NXT and have him wrestle and help him be that guy that develops the next generation type thing.
Mhm.
Like, hey, I can't teach you on promos. You got other guys to do promos, but in ring work, you're learning from one of the best
Mhm.
Japanese wrestlers.
If you want a flippy dip, I can show you how to do it.
You
right.
want a technical wrestler, you can do that shit too.
You want a kickbox? I'll show you some
Exactly.
roundhouses.
So
yeah.
having him, like, if he signed with, like, he doesn't. He's one of those guys that, like, you don't have to be in the main roster. I don't need to see him on the main roster. I would like to,
Mhm.
but again, they're going to use him wrong, and then he's just going to be one of those guys in the background.
Just like one-off matches. Give me Ibushi and Styles.
Yeah. Hey, you want to go to the main roster? You got to go through him.
Yeah.
You got to have good matches with him. You got to,
Fuck it. Give me Ibushi and Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Shit like that.
Yeah.
But, like, don't have him
in storylines where you have to put
yeah.
him in a position where he can't talk himself out of a paper bag. No offense. I love Coda.
That's what I'm saying.
WWE is not the company that's going to accentuate that is not going to hide his negatives.
Yeah.
They're going to put his negatives out there and be like, all right, we want your negatives to become positives. And
They had
most people can't.
Xia Li and all that. They were fucking Mortal Kombat villains.
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. That's not the era we're in anymore. Like, we don't want to see the Japanese foreigner that
We don't want to see every
it's a
foreigner
samurai warrior or some shit,
Yeah.
Like, fucking just give us. But WWE don't know how to use those kind of people.
Yeah.
I take it back. Vince didn't know how to use those people.
Okay.
Do you think Trips can?
He did with Nakamura in NXT.
Uh-huh.
Nakamura was a legit threat.
But not on the mic.
No, but
On the bright side-
without him being on the mic, he was still a legit threat.
Because
and he was legit champion.
They also
Because
They also got Nakamura at the height of Nakamura.
not just that, the feuds he was with were with people that could carry his load on the mic.
That is true.
Robert Roode, Samoa Joe.
Mhm.
Those they could talk asses in the seats without even watching them wrestle.
That is
So
true.
it benefited Nakamura that he didn't have to carry that load because Joe and Roode had it for him.
Also,
You know what? We just need to go back and get more fucking managers, competent managers, so that we can get some of these people that don't speak English.
You want to move to Florida?
All right, let's do it.
I'm not gonna move to Florida.
Oh,
They got Robert Stone.
yeah,
He's not done anything
he's
for a while, right?
mouthpiece. He's still in NXT.
He hasn't done anything for a while.
yeah.
Well, he's got his own little Stone brand, but they don't. I haven't watched NXT.
And it
enough
was
to tell you.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's a
Maxine,
There's a couple of people that they could.
dude,
have.
I'm loving this stuff.
the dude from Chase U, Andrew Chase, the leader.
Oh,
the he's a good mouthpiece. If they don't want him to actually wrestle, he can be that guy to put over some of the Japanese guys or help them. That
Shit,
they can't
fucking
talk.
give Regal. Give him Regal.
Hold on there, sunshine.
Regal putting over Nakamura and Ibushi.
I could see it.
I
Should
can
have him
see
as a
it.
tag team.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything with Nakamura. One, it'll help Ibushi get into the world of wrestling, like in WWE wrestling,
WWE's universe.
living in the
wrestling.
United States, like all that kind of shit. Like, hey, we used to wrestle together back in New Japan. We're friends.
I'm comfortable.
We're
with
also
Nakamura.
Japanese. Like,
We are also Japanese.
I will help you speak. Can help you with your English and shit like that.
Yeah.
And have William Regal as a mouthpiece.
Who was it?
What?
SmackDown #1 announcer.
Funaki.
Funaki was the one that was teaching Hideo Itami English
Indeed.
when Kenta first signed to WWE.
Mhm.
Why not bring Funaki out? He's
Sure.
an established legend, if you want to use legend loosely that way.
Is he still training people in San Antonio?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
You can make it work. It's just acknowledging what pieces you have to try to make it work, as opposed to just being stubborn and wanting it to done your way and just watching people that you expected to succeed fail because you didn't give them anything to work with.
Them signing him is not a bad thing. You know?
Signing Ibushi.
Yeah, it's not. It's a fucking thumbs up for me, but
Careful how
can't
you use
him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I'd rather him being a failed and then becoming a lower mid card in WWE than going to AEW. But if he went to AEW, Tony would be like, yeah, you can have a school. I'll pay for the school because I have money. Here, you're my best friend. I'm going to hug you and build you a school.
You're in charge of the Ring of Honor dojo. Go nuts.
Yeah, that would be a thing that he would do.
Yeah. But on television, as a character on television, how far would Tony Khan put Kota Ibushi? I'm on the camp.
Get him Stokely Hathaway and then slap his ass in the movie.
I'm on the camp that
You know what? I would take him back too.
Stokely?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a mouthpiece. I thought he was fun in NXT. He's been
he was himself.
when he's ever on AEW.
Yeah.
I think he has.
When he gets the chance.
he's entertaining.
Yeah.
And he brings back. He feels like that old school manager. Like he feels like an old school manager.
Yeah. I think because he thought, or one of you said it was Kenny Omega. I think
He said-
the better investment is Ibushi than Omega, because Ibushi's younger. He comes across to me that because he's already been through the PC for the Cruiserweight Classic, that he looks more acceptable to learn
That's also different.
and to teach, as opposed to just Kenny.
Yeah.
Oh, you're bringing me because I'm who I am, because I've made myself this far the way I am,
I
and so
feel
I'm
like
going to keep doing what I'm doing.
If Kenny was to sign with WWE, he would be a main event. He would be in the main roster. He's not going through NXT.
Yeah,
He's not going to the PC.
And knowing WWE, his first feud will probably be with AJ, and they could run back the whole Bullet Club stuff.
Or Nakamura.
Yeah.
Or Corbin. You guys have way too lofty opinions of what they'll actually do with them. They're gonna have him lose to Corbin.
I don't. He's a thumbs down for me.
Corbin?
No. Well, yes, but Omega.
I'd go further. The general audience won't have a flying fuck what a Jay White is. If they just move Jay White to the main roster and try to make something, they're going to do something.
They're going to change his name for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Or his gimmick. He's not going to be the Switchblade. He's not going to be the Pocket Knife. He's not going to be the Swiss Army. He's not going to be the Spork.
Yeah.
He's going to be something. It's the
Jay Dark.
Go back to the Kiwi
Jay
Buzzsaw before he went to the Bullet Club. Something, but they're not going to. What made him popular now as a character is not going to happen in the main roster or NXT.
Jason Dark.
The Spork.
The Spork.
He's another.
I'm gonna fork you up.
Out of the three, he's a thumbs in the middle for me of signing.
There's potential, and he's young, and he's a proven asset. He's a proven draw, because people hated the fuck out of him when he was fucking New Japan champ. He was getting some real heat, like a slash your tires and try and kill your babies kind of heat. Old school heat. Jay White
your tires.
Yeah. So
Sport
Ibushi, White, nobody, Omega.
Yeah, that's how it would be. If you had WWE money and we're like, hey, there's three guys that are going to become free agents or are free agents, who would you want?
Yeah, Ibushi, White, nothing.
You're all
interest, and then Omega.
You're all just waiting until the bidding war of 2024.
Thank you for switching the subject.
Okay.
Are you guys digging this MJF run?
The bloom is off the rose.
Now I get it.
No, I love it. I love it so much. MJF is my favorite heel, maybe even my favorite wrestler right now.
He doesn't wrestle.
Yeah, well,
he's had 2 matches since he came back?
3
matches?
Yeah.
The promo about his girlfriend leaving him, I'm not trying to gain sympathy for him. The second half of that promo, where be focused on Brian taking advantage of all the things that fucking MJF wants that Brian has, and he's looking past that because the dumbass still wants to get another concussion and die. Yeah. That part of the promo, there's like, if you trim some of that marble, that steak is fucking filet mignon.
If you had someone to run by things with wrestlers in AEW, it could have been a lot better. But they're free to do whatever they want. Whatever they want.
The problem is they have people there at their disposal and they're choosing not to use them. You have Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, Jake Roberts, Arn Anderson. You have at some point you have
Taz,
Dean Malenko,
Taz,
Christopher Daniels. You don't want to take any fucking notes. None.
You had CM Punk.
You had CM Punk, who was open on air that he showed up on that roster to shape up the young talent.
You had William Regal,
and you don't want to take any fucking notes from these people that have been there, that know what it's like to be in the top. You don't. That's why you're only getting the ratings you're getting. That's why you're only getting the sales you're getting.
They only listen to Jericho,
and everything is right. He's this generation's Vince Russo. That he has no filter or no one to bounce the ideas off of. He just assumes because he's Chris Jericho, 30 years, 8-time world champion, that he pisses excellence.
Chris Jericho is the NWO of when WCW was going downhill.
Oh shit!
Fuck!
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, now there's 9 people in JAS.
Yeah,
6 too many.
When it's like, oh, that guy's like. They're doing this storyline. They're fighting this guy. Like, there's blood coming down from the ceiling. Like,
where the fuck's Action Andretti?
He's on Rampage.
You made an effort to make him a star, and now you're putting him on the B show that nobody watches.
This is the Where's fucking Powerhouse Hobbs?
Oh, they made
I don't
those
know where he
badass
is.
promo videos
Yeah.
about his life and how he saw his brother get shot and killed, and now nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
that's the issue with AEW has matches.
They spent so much money and effort on signing a lot of ex-WWE guys when they didn't realize or failed to notice that they had enough diamonds in the rough that if you just gave them a bit of pressure, they'd shine bright. But you're relying on old WWE people.
Same thing as what happened in TNA after when they signed with and they started showing on TV and they had Hogan.
Well, a couple are okay. Christian, Kurt Angle,
if you use them,
Sting.
If you use
and
them
then
correctly,
everybody, Booker T, Scott Steiner,
Taz.
fucking Taz, and
he's in there, right?
Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall, and
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Oh god, what the fuck?
The Dudleys.
I'll take the Dudleys in the good category, but at some point, it became too fucking.
That
much.
was Bubba's best stuff. Was when he was
Yeah,
when he's Bully Ray. Yeah,
and some of those tag matches, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Wolves, Motor City Machine Guns, Beer Money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they had just as good a run as a tag team, if not better, than they did in WWE.
Yeah,
Dudleys did. But you oversaturating
Yeah.
instead of leaning back on guys like Jungle Boy and fucking Will Hobbs. Oh, we're doing stuff with Orange Cassidy again. Oh, what happened for the?
Yeah, where's he
know?
been? Yeah, now he's still a champion, but
Match of the week candidate. You missed it. Orange Cassidy, Willie Yuta.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
that
a
was really
banger.
good.
I don't want to see it.
You
That
should
was
see it.
This is okay. So
It's really good.
It was really good.
where WWE has the two sets of toys and he's dropped these ones and he's focused on these ones. Tony Khan is just like, I'm playing with all of them all at one time. I'm just gonna all the toys and we're just gonna fucking have everybody.
Yeah.
And that one's free. I'll take that one too. This one, I'll take that one.
I'll make everything
like-
work. Barbies and dinosaurs and cars and Transformers
Yeah.
and GoBots and G.I.
He's the one.
Joes.
He's the kid.
And that stuffed animal and that bear with
And
the
some
missing
cats.
eye.
He's the one. He's the kid. He's the kid that went into the toy section and was like, "I want that," and his dad was like, "All right." Where every other kid was like, "You can only have one toy," and he was like, "Well, I want two," and it's like, "We'll just have five.
Tony
Tony, just get the whole
Khan-
collection.
yeah.
Just get them all."
AEW, we're going on the Toy Story theme tonight. AEW's become Al's toy barn. He just has everything. Everything. All the toys. Give me all the toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, it's going to become Sid's backyard.
Actually,
Or is that NWA?
no, you're right. You're right.
You're right.
You're
That's
right.
That's
Bring
a
that-
good
put that-
one.
put that one.
There
You're
you
right.
go.
You're right.
You're in that one.
That
Right.
shit is already Sid's backyard.
Wow.
They've had three years, just over 3 years.
Mhm.
They're on their fourth now.
What have they done? What have they done that's they haven't gotten better. They haven't gotten bigger. They're getting worse.
So, in scope, they've gotten bigger because they fucking gave them another goddamn hour of reality TV television
Yeah.
on the network. So something is working
Who's watching
to
it?
Discovery. I'm not fucking watching that.
I'm
garbage.
going to give it a chance because a lot of people that are negative about it are assuming that it's going to be Total Divas. But if it's like
or Rhodes to the top.
if it's actually like a backstage peek at like the lives of these wrestlers, like how they're doing on like Sammy's vlog and being the elite and shit like that, where they're actually like showing the lives of the wrestlers out on the road,
They
it
need
might
an
be
app.
worth it.
They need an app. They need something like that where it's like you can have those things because like WWE had all those shows.
Yeah.
And, they had the one where they're driving in the car. The
Oh,
Yeah.
Road Trip.
road trip.
Love that show.
All those
Table
things,
for three.
table for
Yeah.
three.
Yeah.
All those things are entertaining, but like if you're watching a 3-hour show, or 2-hour show, or an hour show,
And then you're asking me to watch
and then
an
you're
extra
asking
hour.
another hour because that's gonna be on 10 o'clock at
They
night.
have too much programming already. Light, Dark, Dynamite, now this Access, and then Rampage.
in Ring of Honor.
And Ring of Honor, which starts next
Eventually.
week. It starts next week.
What?
It's on Honor Club specifically behind a paywall.
Uh-huh.
So you got to pay to
Or
watch
wait.
something that didn't even last the first time.
Or wait, unless they can do that where you wait a week and it comes on. No, it's just on behind the
It's
paywall.
it's exclusively on the Honor Club. So that's a failed project already. I think it's a failed project. I'm not watching it.
And it's $10 a month,
Yeah.
something like that, $9.99.
Yeah. Only for Ring of Honor stuff, not AEW,
Yeah.
not Dynamite, not
See-
archives, not your shows that you say you want to watch.
Put that on the Honor Club. Put a behind the scenes stuff. Make people want to buy because
AEW television on Honor Club.
Not the shows. Not the shows.
He means this new all access show.
Oh,
give us stuff that you would want because you can go back and watch all of Ring of Honor stuff for the past fucking forever, right?
20 years.
Which some people will do. I do that on WWE Network, like on the Peacock all the time. I'll watch all that shit, all the old pay-per-views. I'll watch old Nitros just for the hell of it. But like,
sounds like someone's got a VPN.
but watching fucking
he's Scottish. He brought it from Scotland.
Ah.
But watching an all access behind the scenes right after watching 3 hours of a fucking shit
2
show,
hours, yeah.
a 2-hour shit show.
9 times out of 10. Every once in a while, there's a diamond in that shit. You're letting Cornette corrupt you a little bit.
No, I don't listen to everything that he talks about, but it's just watching it. Nothing really on there appeals to me.
Ever?
And recently.
I would not have put.
I'm telling you, Orange versus Yuta was really good.
Yeah, but you don't main event a show with Evil Uno. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
3 years ago,
That's
sure.
fair. That's
Yeah,
very
3
fair.
years
3 years ago
sure.
when the show first started, and they didn't
When
have
Dark
all
Order
the
was being built up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they had all their own guys, and they had a few WWE guys, ex-WWE guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't want to see Bloody Moxley every goddamn week.
Bleeding all over
We
Evil
get
Uno.
it.
Oh God.
He bleeds.
See, I thought this week they were
He
gonna.
bleeds more than Renee.
I thought
And
this.
she's supposed to.
I thought this week they were actually going to change it up because Evil Uno was the first one to bleed, and I was
He's
like,
wearing
"Oh,
a mask."
he was bleeding through the mask. It was pouring out of his eye holes and his mouth hole.
Like Kiss of the Dragon.
Yes, but Moxley wasn't bleeding, and I thought, okay, cool. At least they
flipped the script on you.
flipped the script. But no, then at the end he was bleeding too. I was like, God damn, Mox! Stop.
I had to ask. Are you sure that's not Evil Uno's blood?
Yeah, it was his.
No, it's his.
Oh, it's Moxley's?
They were mixing it.
Oh,
They're mixing it.
It's his for sure.
They were giving him the hepatitis.
The Hep C.
Yeah.
Just like thinking about, we just spent.
Whoever grew up
I don't
wanting
know
to
how
be
long-
Abdullah the Butcher. Fuck.
I don't know how long we've been recording, but we've been talking about Roman for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And just to see where that group went, like we just talked, Roman is the main eventer, right? We're talking about it. Could he hold the belt for another year if he beats Cody?
Seth is the gatekeeper.
Seth, gatekeeper. Moxley is fucking, to me, he's non-existent. Like
He's a bleeder.
He's Iron Man. Because all you smell is iron. Every time he fucking bleeds.
yeah, but at least Iron Man had a purpose.
Why does it taste
His
like
purpose
metal?
is to bleed.
That was that.
I taste pennies.
Moxley,
I smell like grandma. Yeah, no.
Moxley does nothing for me. He hasn't for a long time. I don't like his wrestling. Every match is the same. He bleeds every goddamn week now. Like it's becoming a thing. And that one thing I will.
He's gonna have Dusty Rhodes' forehead.
Do you?
All
Yeah.
hamburger.
Do you
meat
want
shit.
it like as a network every week? Do you want to see a grown man bleeding like that?
I don't.
Like when WWE bleed, like it's very rare that WWE have fucking bleed. Like they have wrestlers bleed, but like when they do, it kind of means something.
Yeah.
But every week,
It's a
It's
fucking
definitely
gimmick now.
diminishing the meaning of it.
yeah.
So
It
like
is.
every time on Top Gear that someone drove a Morris Marina, there's a piano that fell on it at the end of the segment. That's John Moxley. It's a gimmick now. Like it's a bit.
Yeah, but the whole show's
Like
there's a table spot in every match.
it's that Simpsons episode. Homer's about to do something stupid. Oh, he's bleeding again. That's fucking
Every
Moxley
show,
now,
every
man.
show,
I
every
can't
show.
take him seriously.
Every show, there's a table spot. There's runs in.
Half of the matches are on the floor,
And Moxley bleeds.
and Moxley.
LOL, Moxley bleeds.
Yeah.
Put that on a fucking shirt.
And every 2 weeks,
They put it on a shirt. They put on their Blood is Beautiful. That's his new shirt.
Yeah.
Blood is Beautiful. Jeez.
And then you got guys like fucking Powerhouse Hug.
I mean, when you're dating someone and you're doing it raw and every weekend, then yeah, blood is beautiful.
you know what I just realized?
This guy gets a girlfriend, and all of a sudden.
What I just realized? All you have
Shut up! You've had two.
I just realized yesterday, I think, or this morning. I was like, all you have to do if you're an AEW wrestler is complain that you're not on television enough, and you get to be put on television because Lance Archer's.
That's exactly what happened with Archer. Yep.
Same with Brian Cage. Brian Cage is like, hey, my contract's about to come up. He didn't say anything, but his girl did. Hey, his contract's coming up. He wants to probably go somewhere else. He's been on TV fucking almost every week, right? He fought Daniel Bryan. He fought Jungle Boy. He fought
Konosuke Takeshita.
Yep. And then there was another. So I think he's fought like 4 or 5 times this year.
He's earned his whole money this year in that 1 month.
We haven't seen him
ever
in a year.
Oh, Ring of Honor, the 3 pay-per-views. But that doesn't count. The tree falls in the woods.
And then Lance Archer. Hey, I haven't laced up my boots in 9 months. Not my fault. All right, well, you're
Jake sober again. Let's go.
Yeah, well, you're going to be on Dynamite this week, next week,
Rampage,
week after that, week after that. Well, he's on Rampage, then he'll be on Dynamite, then he'll be on the next Dynamite,
and then Dark,
and then he'll be gone. And then who's next? Who else hasn't wrestled in a while? Hey, I'm not wrestling. You know what I mean? It's just the same fucking shit.
All right, so we're gonna do some homework next week as a preview for AEW Revolution. You have to have a list of 20 people from the AEW roster that you would cut. Then
just 20?
20.
I'll give you more than 20.
20 people. Abel, you paying attention?
No. Jason Silver died.
Who?
Jason Silver. That's
not Johnny Hungy.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what's going on because I just got somebody that messaged me about it, and I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Abel, homework. 20 people from AEW's roster that you cut next week.
Okay.
Not Blade. Cut off on the roster.
Not the Moxley special.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Shit, they already have pretty much the whole card for Revolution. We don't have to review it, but
well, we're gonna review it.
Well,
but part of reviewing it is getting rid of half of that 20 people that are dead weight.
But they've already gotten the majority of the pay-per-view lined up. Yeah. I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for it. I'm not watching it.
Well, I'm not paying for it. I'm gonna find a way to watch it.
Okay. You're not paying for it. Yeah. I'm not seeing anywhere about this, but I don't know. I gotta do a little bit more research.
Jason Silver, who is that?
He's a wrestler, fool. I can't remember any of his like other gimmicks or anything like that, but yeah, he was a wrestler. Like
AW?
No, like
WWE?
Texas and stuff.
Oh.
You have to show a picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to figure it out.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Was he in Booker T stuff?
I don't remember.
He's not I'm sorry to offend anyone. He's not Pride, is he?
No. That was Chris Williams. I don't remember.
Okay.
20 wrestlers. Goddamn. All right.
That's the homework. And I'm being fair. I haven't even started on this list because I tried to mention this once or twice on the show and we just never picked it up. But yeah, for Revolution, I think that'd be a nice little homework. Let's trim the fat on the roster. Get rid of 20 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah. And I might bring back one.
CM Punk?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Are you
making? I asked. I'm on a lot of message boards online, and I've asked a lot of people. Is like, seriously, if you're Tony Khan in 2023, would you build your brand around CM Punk or Kenny Omega? And it was unanimous.
CM Punk.
You build a brand around fucking Hangman. That was their bone of contention because he's young. He's original, I guess. He hadn't established a solo run. He wasn't really popular. The stuff that he was doing with the Bullet Club, he hadn't had his own popularity until he became.
What happened to
Hangman on his own?
What happened to that fucking? What was his name? Flip Gordon.
Oh, you mean all those other pro USA America people that want to do their own promotion until fucking EC3 and Braun Strowman left it to go for. Braun Strowman
was he a part of that? Remember?
Yeah, because Gordon was one of the guys that was advertised.
He was like he couldn't get into the All In. He couldn't get into it. Remember? It was like that was the whole thing, push him to get into it.
Yeah,
that just popped into my head.
Metroplex. That's where he wrestled mostly at. That's right. So Dallas. He mostly wrestled Dallas in the North Texas area. The Jason Silver that I'm talking about. And yeah, apparently
Jason Jayson.
Jason.
Oh, okay, so it's not what I was thinking either.
Yeah. Here's a picture, although it's not a good picture.
That is not a good picture. He looks like a top flight kid.
Well, like he's in the middle of a action shot there, so
I don't know.
yeah. Oh,
That sucks.
yeah.
So next week,
Yes.
Revolution preview.
Yes.
Scott, next week.
I should be able to swing that right.
Let's wrap this up real quick. New Twitter beef.
Oh yeah.
Ariel Helwani and Tony Khan. Did y'all guys hear about this?
What's going on with
is
that?
very
What's
entertaining.
happening?
Okay.
Why do we care about this guy? Who
Rewind.
is this dude?
It's very entertaining.
So Ariel Helwani is known for being an MMA journalist.
Okay.
He did a lot of commentary and post-match stuff for UFC.
Mm-hmm.
But he also has been doing wrestling interviews. Like he sat down with Sami Zayn. He sat down with Triple H. He sat down with a couple of other people.
Has he done some AEW guys too?
I think. Well, he did Tony Khan, and apparently that was months ago. And he tried to ask Tony questions about Brawl Out, and it was fresh after Brawl Out, and he couldn't really comment on them because of the legality and stuff. And Ariel made it clear that he had the impression that Tony was just a bit off mentally in that interaction.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And so he thought that Tony Khan was under the impression that there wasn't any bias with Ariel Helwani until the Friday night SmackDown before Elimination Chamber in Montreal. Ariel Helwani's in the crowd, and Michael Cole, and then so Tony Khan fucking like blasted him on Twitter about being biased because he was with WWE on actual WWE television, paid by WWE to be there. He has his name on the graphic and everything, and so that got out Friday
like
night.
A snake or something, right?
Yeah,
or he called him. Tony Khan called him a snake or a
something
two-face
dumb.
or something like that. On he tweeted something about him.
And so on Saturday, Michael Cole introduced Ariel Helwani.
Well, he was on the pre-show.
Ariel Helwani? No. During the pay-per-view, George St. Pierre and Ariel Helwani are ringside, and Michael Cole goes, "Oh, look who we have in attendance tonight. The best unbiased journalist out in the world,
Montreal?
regardless if we're something like that." And
sure
so that fueled more the fire of Ariel Helwani being a WWE guy as opposed to staying in your lane with UFC. And they've been going back and forth on Twitter. It's been kind of fun. It's been entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to have a match for WrestleMania.
Maybe he'll get the Sony only
championship. I swear that
belt.
guy was on the pre-show.
I'll have to
the kickoff show. Because he's from Montreal.
Huh.
Oh.
So he was hyping up.
Well, I don't watch pre-shows unless I'm there.
Because they made some comments on the pre-show taking digs at
I need to look into it.
Taking digs at AEW kind of. There's some comments where I was like, oh, that's a little, because I watched it because I was waiting because I was in my car, so I was like, I hear it, and so like maybe it wasn't him, but I don't know.
One more team.
Yeah.
The streak continues.
Of
Roughnecks 6-0.
Yes.
They won their home opener handedly on Saturday, the night of Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
If it was during the day, I would have probably made an effort to go. But since it was at night, I already had plans.
They sent me 4 free tickets.
Really?
Yeah. If they do that again for the next game, you tell me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, we'll make it. We'll make it an HWR day.
Yeah.
We had a
we went the first game.
The first game,
yeah. It was those three.
Because the season last year was cut short and I had season tickets, they gave me complimentary 4 tickets for free, but we were going to go to Travis' house to watch Chamber, and then I had stuff come up, so I couldn't do either of them. Anything, so I didn't get to do anything. So, but
we'll see what happens this week. I think they're playing a game this weekend here.
I honestly have no idea. I don't really, because it's XFL. I'm not getting my hopes up about watching or investing into it because we're fucking 5 weeks away from a pandemic.
I will say this:
run out of money, or
I will say this: that when the XFL's revival under Vince McMahon, they advertised the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
to where you knew when the season started. This season, I saw a couple of ads on Facebook to buy season tickets, and I almost bought a pair of season tickets, and I completely forgot. Until you told me the morning.
I've seen a lot of a bar. One of my accounts showed the games, some of the games, and they had not saying a big crowd, but they had 5 to 10 people watching one of the games. So
if you would have advertised 3 weeks in advance that Dwayne Johnson was going to be in Texas for both the Houston game on Saturday and the Dallas game on Sunday,
where the final's going to be?
More people,
the championship?
Where?
San Antonio.
Oh,
road trip.
Who doesn't have a team?
No, they do. That's the San Antonio Brahmas.
Oh,
yeah. We got 3 teams.
Yeah, but that's where the final's going to be. The championship game is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with that.
So I'm sure we talked about it. I'm sure we did with that first game, but I was like, I'm not a football guy, right? Like I've never been to a football game.
Your idea of football is different from America's idea of
Football.
Yeah. But like, when I was younger, I tried to get into football, watching it. And
you were the water boy?
No, not like that. And like, it was entertaining, but it's too long. It's boring to me, right? I'll watch some games of Super Bowl and shit like that. But XFL, I was like, I think the season ticket was like $125, and my brother likes football, so I was like, and he was coming to visit, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just buy 2 season tickets. I know you're gonna go. If I say, hey, let's go to the XFL game, I have an extra ticket, so I just bought 2 tickets, $125 a piece, I think, and because the games were shorter. We're also winning, which is a lot better. We went undefeated,
that works,
right?
Yeah.
And so, if Chamber wasn't happening,
I would have been there.
And things that I had going on that happened on Saturday, I would have went to it.
Yeah, I would have gone.
It's this weekend on the 26th. So Sunday the 26th. It's against Arlington.
Here
at TDECU Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I live not too far from there. It's fucking 3 stops on the light rail. So it's not that bad of a drive or ride or walk. I could walk if I wanted to.
Or rent a bike.
Yeah. And so it was entertaining. And so this is the third attempt of XFL. Like, I think it's going to be a lot better unless there's another fucking global pandemic. But and
or a global recession.
Yeah. Especially I don't have them.
The Chinese take over.
I'm not trying to spend. I already have Dynamo tickets. I'm not trying to spend
another $100-$200.
Yeah, because I think the season ticket prices have went up a little bit, but I could be wrong.
It was the same. It was $1.25.
Oh, okay.
For the 5 games here. It was $25 per game, but you were able to sit like 3rd row, 4th row behind.
So my parents.
I'm still looking.
My parents are coming to visit. They actually get here on Monday, so that might be one of those things. Like, hey, do you guys want to go? Like, we can just buy a game day ticket and just go and just experience it and just be like for something to do. Because we went to a Rockets game and like trying to buy tickets. Like, even though the Texans suck, and obviously it's not football season, but like the Texans suck. It's still $100 for one ticket,
right?
In the nosebleeds, you know what I mean? Like, even though they suck, it's
still hard to get
an alternative version of football where the pricing is more affordable for people. Like, I'm willing to do it. So like, if it's a game on Saturday and we have no plans, I'll be like, fuck it, do you guys want to go? It's more be like, yeah, I'll go, instead of being like, well, I don't want to spend $100 on it to get there kind of thing.
And to be fair, this is going to be reaching a bit, but I think I think XFL's got some things better than the NFL.
It's shorter.
I like that. I like the kickoff where they're both at the line of scrimmage or center field, and they can't really collide with each other until the receivers actually caught the ball. So it reduces the chance of somebody actually getting hurt with them running from field.
It's more of a blocking.
I mean, the center.
And you get more yardage out of it.
Yeah,
too.
And but more importantly, you get every kickoff in the Super Bowl. None of them were returned, because they just let the ball go out of bounds because it'd be easier to just start from the fucking 20. Yeah. With the XFL, the way the lines are set up, it encourages you to actually receive the ball and run it down the field, try to get yardage.
That team was I don't know which team it was, but the game Saturday night they were losing, and they came back and they won it because they got
the 3-pointer.
They got the touchdown, then they got a 3-pointer, then they got another touchdown like right after that, and they were down by like. It was like
18.
Yeah. Something stupid is like, and they came back in like 6 minutes. It came back. Yeah. So like shit like that. Like,
and that's the other part that I like is that they don't do field goals. You do the 1 yard for the 1 point, you do the 5 yard for the 2 points. And then we were there at the end zone last season, throwing up the threes to try to persuade.
That guy had he was shirtless, but he had a shirt on.
Yeah.
He was that hairy.
Oh my!
Like no joke. He looked, and then everyone yelled at him, and then the next week he came and he shaved. he looked like he was wearing. He was shirtless but had a sweater on. That's how it looked, like a vest.
Nice.
And everyone was like, "God damn, shave!" And then he came back fucking clean shaven the next week.
Oh,
and you saw all his bits, and you're like, put it back on.
Put it back on.
I was in the I had the season tickets in behind the end zone. And like we had fucking people with like we had like those
the Texans fan that has the Ultimate Warrior face. He had like
the diehard fans of like Texans and stuff like that.
They wore hard hats.
It was entertaining.
It was fun. Yeah.
And you're in and out, like, because it's shorter. The games are shorter, so you're like in and out. I'm fucking home.
Yeah.
So if I like I said, if things had changed on Saturday, I would have probably went to that, and I would have had 4 tickets, and so I'm hoping maybe they'll be like.
Depending if how good they do in the season equates to how easy it would be to get tickets, we definitely should do an HWR night.
Yes,
for one of
I
these
agree.
games.
Well, I'm
every Roughnecks game I've been to, they've won.
You know what? I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I feel like I have something on Saturday. I don't know, but like I might reach out and be like, "Hey, I didn't get to use those complimentary tickets, but I would like to go. I would like to go to this one because it is like a form you fill out, you put your name and stuff like that. So like they have records that I didn't pick them up. So I'm gonna wait and see if they reach out, and if not, maybe in the following game or the third game, be like, "Hey, I didn't use those tickets, but
hook a brother up.
I want to go."
Yeah.
I think the third game is an away game.
Yeah, well, the third home game or something like sometime
March the 5th, they'll be back versus San Antonio, the Brahmas.
That's next week.
That's when you're
this weekend, next weekend.
That's when you're
yeah, that's true.
So whatever.
Damn, so they have 3 home games to start off the season, and then they're going to Orlando March the 11th, and Seattle March 16th.
Are they going to Dallas or San Antonio on a Saturday?
St. Louis is here. They're going to where is this? DC. Alamo Dome, April 9th, Sunday.
The weekend after WrestleMania.
April
what time does that game start?
2 p.m.
Ooh.
Alamo Dome at 2 p.m. Unfortunately, it's at the shithole. Alamo Dome.
Which we verified for you.
Yes.
It's not a dome.
It's not a dome.
It leans a lot closer to shithole than
The last game of the season, April 23rd, will be in Arlington.
Ooh.
Sunday, April 23rd.
What time is that?
2 p.m.
Ooh. Any excuse to go out there.
Yep.
To get out.
All right. Are we done?
You tell me, is there anything else you want to add?
No, I already plugged my stuff. March 5th is March 4th. March 4th is the next UPW show in Bay Cliff, Texas. Gotcha. Come on out.
Do you remember what the homework is?
Find 20 people to give the chop to in AEW.
Yeah.
All right. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Bye.
Wow.
Woo!